got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. Tonight's the night. Let's live it up. I got my money. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it. Like oh my God. Jump off that sofa. Let's get up.
I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Let's go way out, spaced out, losing our control.
Fill up my cup, Mazel tov. Look at her dancing, just take it off. Let's paint the town, we'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof,
And then we'll do it again.
let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, and do it, and do it. Let's live it up and do it, and do it, and do it, do it, do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. 'Cause I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. A feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good, good night. Tonight's the night. Hey, let's live it up.
Let's live it up.
I got my money. Hey, let's spin it up. Let's spin it up. Go out and smash it.
Smash it.
Like oh my God. Like oh my God. Jump out that sofa. Come on. Let's get off. Fill up my cup.
Drink.
Mazel tov. Look at her dancing.
Move it, move
Just
it.
take it off. Let's paint the town. Paint the town. We'll shut it down. Shut it down. Let's burn the roof.
And then we'll do it again.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And do it. And do it. Let's live it up and do it. And do it. And do it. Do it. Do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Here we come. Here we go. We gotta rock. Easy come. Easy go. Now we on top. Feel the shot. Body rock. Rock it. Don't stop. Round and round. Up and down. Around the clock. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, Saturday to Sunday. Get with us. You know what we say. Party every day. Party every day. And I'm feeling
Welcome to pregame entertainment as presented by the Union High School Marching Band. Now entering the field is the 2017 Renegade Regiment. The Union High School Renegade Regiment is under the direction of Charles Pizarra and Danny Cole, with assistance from Chelsea Arenas, Adam Bruce, Marianne French, Adrian Gomez, Mary Lawless, Amy Mays, Matt McCready, and Trey Prittner. Further assistance is provided by staff members Justin Arenas, Luke Bland, Abby Bruce, Carmen Creel, Joe Falvey, Madison McCandless, Josh Menken, Alex Miller, Travis Smith, Emily Strother, Luis Tecoquatsi, and Matthew Tillis. The Renegade Regiment's 2017 competitive program is entitled This Bitter Earth and features music by Giuseppe Verdi, Danny Elfman, Max Richter, Hans Zimmer, and Ojos de Brujo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming drum majors Joseph Liu, Arendira Salvador, Peter Noonan, Haley Riggins, and the Union High School Renegade Regiment! The Renegade Regiment hits the gridiron at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis this weekend as it faces off against over 65 competitors in the Bands of America Super Regional Marching Competition. The regiment will also be making competitive appearances this year at OSSAA and Oklahoma Bandmasters Association events here in northeastern Oklahoma before returning to Indianapolis for the Bands of America Grand National Championship in November. The Union High School Marching Band is a 10-time Bands of America Grand National Championship finalist and has performed in the Orlando Citrus Parade, Phoenix Fiesta Bowl Parade, Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, and the Pasadena Tournament of Roses Parade. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for your Union High School Renegade Regiment as they prepare to rep the U in Indianapolis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Union Tuttle Stadium on the campus of Union High School for tonight's 6A1 District 2 matchup between the Southmoore SaberCats and your Union Redskins.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. 'Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you've been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Duck off the crib, the spot, the bag. But my house is your house if you throwing it back. Excuse me if my home draining the sand. Soon as these happy faces land, you can run with the cash. Home run, slam dunk, touchdown pass. Mi casa es tu casa, so it ain't no holding back. Another shot of vodka, you know what's in my glass. It's my house, just relax. Welcome to my
At this time, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as the Union Junior ROTC Color Guard presents our nation's colors and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by the Union Jazz Choir.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
take in the NBA.
Terrific play, and they're just swarmed Broken Arrow's quarterback, and it's Union's football.
3, 2, 1. It's showtime.
A dominant force in Oklahoma high school football. Union is on a mission for yet another championship this season. Hear every moment live on KRMG.com, the KRMG app, and always on News 102.3 KRMG. Now, the voice of Union Redskins football, KRMG's Rick Corey.
Good evening and welcome to Union Tunnel Stadium for another Thursday night game. The undefeated and number one ranked Union Redskins against the winless Southmoore Jaguars. I am Rick Corey tonight, not joined by Zach Jones. Instead, former Union All-Stater Brian DeShane and former University of Tulsa offensive lineman. Brian, welcome to the broadcast, and thank you, Rick, for filling in.
Thanks for having me, man. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. Now, you, of course, won a state championship here, so you got a little bit of feeling for being back.
Yeah, it's I've been around it for a while. I grew up in the system and grew up here, so just excited to get on this side of it. So.
When they say Union lifer, what does that mean?
That means kindergarten all the way through senior year, and I was one of them. So,
so you mean you guys really do, and all my kids were Union lifers too. People may think, okay, that sounds kind of silly, but there's something to it, isn't there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know when I graduated, you take an extra picture for the yearbook, and so it's kind of a special club. It's a you try and take pride in staying here forever, and it's a great place to be. So
why is this program consistently successful?
I think the the traditions, the just the support we have, man, from the parents to my mom was a former Mom Skins, and everything that the passion that they put into it, and the coaches. And I think having quality coaches and obviously quality facilities helps too. So just keeping it with the guys, and it's a great place to be.
All right, speaking of quality coaches,
head linesman Richard Dixon, line judge Scott Johnson, and back judge Kenny Stabler. Also joining the officials for the coin toss, our team captains. Captains for the Southmoore SaberCats, number 44, Jared Spradling, number 52, Braden Finity, and number 71, Bryce Williams. And your 2017 Union Redskin football captains, number 10, Patrick Fields, number 15, Tyler Fisher, number 28, Braden Spicer, and number 35, C.J. Moore. The head coach for the Southmoore SaberCats is Jeremy Starks, and the head coach for your Union Redskins is Kirk Frederick.
Mic check, mic check.
And now, fans, get on your feet and join Union Varsity Spirit.
a touchdown.
We've been putting in the hours. We only taking what was ours. So you better not be the one to doubt us. 'Cause we gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind. We gon' blow your mind.
25-20.
We gon' blow your mind.
And now, fans, get on your feet and welcome your 9-time defending state champion, Union Redskins. Please welcome the visitors, the Southmoore Sabercats.
After having such tremendously difficult games middle of the year, they're going to end out with a few that aren't quite as difficult. And, of course, that's one of the problems, again, Brian, is that you want to sharpen the sword going into the playoffs, and it's harder to do when you know you're going to win.
You got to find that middle ground. You know, it is nice to have these games, to have a game that you're going to, you know, you can work on things and move on, get the other guys some experience, but at the same time, you got to, like I said, keep a bigger picture in mind.
The bigger picture for Noah Rauschenberg will be kicking this ball out of the back of the end zone more than likely. There's almost no wind out there in this field tonight. Union will be kicking from right to left. Southmoore will be receiving from left to right. But, again, as we say, it almost never really matters an awful lot because most of the time that ball is going to go out the back of the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
Southmoore will send a couple of guys back just in case. Now, this is an offense or a team that really relies on one player, Jaden Scott. He's their quarterback, and he's going to be a very good one. He's only a sophomore. He's 6 foot, 191 pounds. He has 2 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions, but he didn't throw it an awful lot. He's 48 for 125 for 401 yards. It's only 38%, and he's run it, though, 98 times for 544 yards, so he is dangerous. There's no question about that. Back to receive, number 27, John Wilson, and number 4, Caleb Baker, as we get this thing underway. Approaching is Noah Rauschenberg, and this one will go into the end zone, and it will not matter. Southmoore tries to run it out, but they don't realize you can't do that, and that ball is going to go to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Cats will take over. Other than Jaden Scott, Donovan Gaines, the backup quarterback, will also play some running back here tonight, and you may occasionally hear Seth Fleming's name. He is a 5'6", 134-pound senior who has run the ball and caught the ball a little bit tonight. All right, so we look out there right now for the Union defense, and it's the number ones, as you might expect. We just don't know how long they will go. Patrick Fields, one of the guys in there. Now, I do see Adam Davis starting in a safety position tonight as well. Southmoore brings them up. They'll have 5 receivers, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side. The quarterback, once again, will be Jaden Scott. He is in the shotgun. Union with 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers back around 5 yards. Snap to Scott, throws quickly to the right side, completed at the 20-yard line. That goes to Trevor Eigenberger, and he's taken down right away, taken out of bounds. One of the guys there, Patrick Fields. The other guy was there was Cameron Watts, so they'll give them maybe about 2. We'll call it 2nd down and 8. You can hear the crowd, although not many of them. It's a pretty quiet night here. 2 receivers will go far side now for Southmoore. They will send 1 to the near side. It looks like they might actually line up with a running back. This time it'll be Seth Fleming. In the shotgun, once again, Jaden Scott. We're going to give him the 1. Say 2nd and 9 now from their own 21-yard line, just underway, no score. He'll hand that ball off to the inside, and really not getting much, if anything, was Fleming. He was stacked up right about the line of scrimmage. Not much going to happen right there. The guy who made that tackle looks like was Braden Spicer. We don't expect to see him an awful lot tonight. They'll give him a yard. We'll call it 3rd down and 8 about now. There's not a lot of options when you don't have many offensive players, Brian.
No, not too many options. Definitely want to get this 3rd down, get the ones in, get some work done, and get a 3 and out for sure. Because start the game off right.
And these guys have now, we watched them punt. They don't punt it very well, so this may be a Landon Wood touchdown if they actually get it off. 3rd down and 8 for Southmoore, just underway, first period. No score here, 10:50 to go. Bring him up once again, Jaden Scott. To his left now is Seth Fleming. Fleming now shifts back to the right, 3 receivers total. Rolling to the right is Scott. He's going to throw back to the other side on the tight end screen. He does at the 20-yard line. And taken down right at the 23 was Carson Denwald. He made the catch about a yard downfield and got about 2 more yards before Nathan Raper in the gang grabbed him. We'll give him another yard. We'll call it 4th down and about 7. And we will not see Landon Wood return the kick. Instead, running out there will be Jess Sestak, who is a receiver. And we know Jack will definitely catch the ball. We no question about that if it gets to him. Back to punt's going to be number 99. That's Brian Shamali. He hasn't kicked an awful lot this year, and watching him in warm-ups, kicks him fairly short. Sestak around the 50-yard line. He might have to come forward. There's the snap. There's the hole. The ball's away, and it's very, very short. It's going to hit inside the 40, but it'll take a bounce for Southmoore. Across midfield, across the 45-yard line, it'll roll down to around the 42-yard line of Union, and that's where the Redskins will take over. So 3 and out for Southmoore. And Union will take it over right there at their own 42-yard line. Again, you will not see from the starting offensive linemen tonight, Gallegos and Barnes. Will have some backups in there as they take it over here. Peyton Thompson brings them out, of course, having a tremendous season. Number 12 has thrown for 1,585 yards, 21 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions. And then coming off the best game of his career, Darius Boone, 309 yards last week, has 703 on the year, 7 touchdowns, averaging almost 7 yards a carry. Darius will come out at the running back slot. 2 wide receivers far side, Alverson and Wilson. To the near side is Moore. 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 42-yard line, just underway. No score. First period. Motion now to Wilson. They'll hand the ball off inside to Darius, and he's going to buck forward to around the 43-44. Pretty good interior defense there. He got across the 45 before gang tackled by the rest of that Southmoore defense, but they hit him about a yard deep. He's able to drive forward for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Good job up front on that one. Trying to, establish a run early, try to get some good work in.
We'll have you later on describe what zone blocking means.
Gotcha.
Many people ask that. 2nd down and 6 now for the Redskins at their own 46-yard line. Thompson in the shotgun, turns and hands once again, and dragged down from behind the line of scrimmage was Darius Boone. What a tremendous play in there by Braden Finity. Now, he comes in with 36 tackles, which is close to leading this Southmoore squad, but that's a loss of 2. So Union better not be lackadaisical. It's 3rd down and 7. At their own 44, they're going to need the 48 of Southmoore for the 1st down. 3 receivers are going to come near side. One of those, Wilson. He's the slot man. On the outside is Moore. Lawrence Harris, the tight end, on the inside. Alverson on the far side. Thompson in the shotgun. Boone to his right. There's the snap. Back is Peyton. He's going to have to hurry. Throws the screen out to Darius. Has it at the 50. Has it at the 45. Darius cuts back at the 35 and got hit from behind. He's going to go all the way down to the 31-yard line. It was Jared Spradling who hit him from behind to bring him down. But that's a tremendous gain of about 25 yards and a tremendous screen play for the Redskins. Now 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line of Southmoore.
Great call. I like that on 3rd down. You're going to bring the blitz to the field and made him pay.
1st and 10. There'll be 2 receivers in the back, or pardon me, 2 runners in the backfield, but they're going to hand off to Darius Boone. And he's not going to get much. Darius got popped about a yard downfield, and once again it was Finity who hit him. So that's going to give him about 2 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. They keep shifting the tight end. Now Harris will go far side, and this time he'll line up as a tight end. Alverson is out there. Wilson and Moore to the near side. 2nd and 9, we'll call it for Union at the 31-yard line of Southmoore. Thompson in the shotgun, Boone to his right. Snap to Peyton, throws quickly left side, caught by AK at the 25-yard line. Skips in front of one guy at the 20, makes another move at the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown! A.K. Wilson caught that ball around the 20-yard line, made one miss, and then skipped inside 2 others and goes into the end zone for a score.
Flag.
Now, there is a flag on the field, and that's going to be right around the 10-yard line. But where that flag is, there were C.J. Moore is waving his team back, so I think that's probably a pretty good indication. A couple of pretty good blocks out front. C.J. was out there, one of the guys who was blocking. And he's usually a pretty good blocker downfield. Did you see a hold there, Brian?
I don't think so. He manned his guy up well.
Get the call from the officials here, and we'll run those guys down in a second.
Illegal block in the back.
They're going to call an illegal block in the back against Southmoore.
Okay.
We'll take that.
All right.
Randy Jeffers is the referee. He's the guy who made that call. Let's go down to Doc Blevins. Doc?
That was that touchdown reception made C.J. Moore the single-season record holder for touchdown receptions at Union High School.
Well, that was actually AK, Doc.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, but we
I
know,
got these K's.
we know you're
messed up.
excited about it.
By
I
the way,
understand that.
last week, AK became the career reception champion.
Yes, yeah, that's right. And so that will add to that one right there, but he's still waiting on CJ to catch that other one. So that will count. It will go in the books, and AK will have another touchdown. Union will line up to kick the extra point with Noah Rauschenberg. With 8:01 to play here in this first period, it's already 6-0 and hopefully about to be 7. It would have surprised me if there was a hold because we've seen CJ block out front a lot this year, and he just doesn't hold people.
No, he's way bigger than quite a few people that is going to play secondary in the state of Oklahoma. So he did a great job. AK making those two guys miss. That's tough on those out routes. You got defense coming across your face, trying to make them miss, but rolling so far.
And AK is just so elusive, and he doesn't look necessarily like a big kid, but it's hard for the first guy to get him down.
Absolutely.
He reminds me a little bit. He's a different body style, but he reminds me a little bit of Damaris Johnson because Damaris never looked impressive when you watched him just standing on the field, but he was hard to get a hand on.
Playing with that guy was tough to block for him because you weren't
didn't
too
know where
sure
he
where he
was.
was going to be. Yeah.
Rauschenberg for the extra point, knocks it up and knocks it through. 8:01 to play, first period. Union already up. 7-0 Redskins. They'll kick it off when we come back on KRMG.
What if hiring could be easier, less time-consuming, with more qualified candidates and faster results?
So
what if hiring could
illegal
be
block in the back
smarter?
of the defense?
Thanks to
Personal
ZipRecruiter,
foul?
it can be.
Like,
With one click,
I could've-
post your job to
I
over
thought it was a
100
face
of the
mask
web's
maybe,
leading
but-
job boards.
Yeah.
So you don't spend
Mike,
time wondering
keep an
where
eye
the
here
right
on the crowd,
candidates
Mike.
are
There's
searching.
no one
Then
here.
ZipRecruiter
So I
uses
might-
its
well,
smart
there's,
matching technology to
300,
scan
400
millions of
people here,
active
but they're
resumes
quiet.
and notify the
Yes, they are. They're very quiet.
job.
need me to run
and
it up?
The ZipRecruiter
Yes, please.
and contact candidates
How's that?
all
A
in
little
one
better?
place. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter
Yeah, a little bit better.
through the site in just one day.
Just don't be afraid. Say it in my ear.
Washington Redskins Philanthropy Group, Zeta Tau Alpha. The U-Hype crew is also taking pictures to show participation in this national event. Pick up your Think Pink ribbon in the plaza behind the West Bleacher and show your support. Caleb Baker and Seth Fleming. Back deep for Southmoore. Noah Rauschenberg to kick off for the Redskins.
And the extra point, give them the 7. Going to have a backup kicker is going to come on. They're going to pooch kick this thing very short. Southmoore catches it around the 35-yard line. Nice play. They're going to give him the third. No, he looked like he was going to give him the 36. Now they're going to put it back at the 34, and that's where they will take over. So a nice job right there. And that wasn't Noah. That was Noah. All right. That was Noah Rauschenberg who made that kick. There's a flag down two around 48, the 48-yard line, which is likely Union offsides on that kick. We'll get the call from Randy Jeffers, the referee. He's joined tonight by Stuart Gallagher, the umpire. Head linesman Richard Dixon, the line judge Scott Johnson, and the back judge is Kenny Stabler. And every time I say that, I just think of the Oakland quarterback. Yeah, the snake. Let's hear what Randy Jeffers has to say. Turn that mic on, Randy. All right, so he's saying that the ball hit the ground and then came up. Apparently, you can no longer do that.
But so how do you do an onside kick?
Well, just along the ground, I suppose, or just pop it up in the air. I think Noah was just trying to pop it up in the air, but apparently he hit it and hit the ground, then went up in the air, and apparently that's illegal. So they're going to penalize Union 5 yards, and they'll do it again. This time Noah will line up and just kick this thing into the end zone, or at least give it a shot. Back deep, Caleb Baker and Seth Fleming for Southmoore. 7-0 Union, 8:01 to play here in this first period. Noah approaches. Big step, there's the kick, and yes, this one's going to go well into the end zone, and the Jaguars will come out to their 20-yard line. Learned a new college rule I didn't know last weekend in the Houston game. Did not realize a player could be in the end zone and down a ball in the field of play and have it count. I always thought if the player was in the end zone and he was touching the ball, it's a touchback. On the 99-yard drive, Houston player slid into the end zone, was touching the football, and because the ball was in the playing field, he was down.
So, okay.
Did not know that rule, and you learn something new every day.
There you go.
Back out for his Southmoore, trailing 7-0 with 8:01 to go here in this first period. Back under center once again, Jaden Scott actually in the shotgun, Fleming to his right. He's going to fake, and he's going to run it himself, and he's going to lose about 4 yards. Scott faked that ball inside to Fleming, and he was just swallowed up immediately. Spicer gets up off that pile. See who else is getting up out of there. Big Jordan Kelly's up and out of there. And, of course, the guy who's just been so impressive lately for Union, and that is Kenya Walker. He has been as good a defensive lineman as Union has. So they're going to be a loss of about 4. We'll call it 2nd down and 14. And if you're already behind the chains, that's not good.
No, especially with this defensive front. You know, they're with an odd front, you got to be able to get some pressure on the quarterback, and these guys are pretty good.
2nd and 13 for Southmoore. Now at their own 17. Rolling to his left is Scott. Looking. Now he's going to fire downfield, but he's going to throw that way out of bounds. That ball went all the way over almost to the railings. Ty Bartley was the guy who was trying to throw that to over there. So that's going to be 3rd down now. And 13 yards for Scott and the Southmoore Jaguars. And there's a point at which they brought 45 players over here. I mean, there's a point at which you just feel bad for these guys.
Yeah, you do. And then you remember that, I'm sure Coach Fred challenged these guys, you know who we're playing, but there's a lot of things we can get better at. Use this game as a week to prepare and to, change those little things that you need to.
7-0 Union, 7:18 to go, first period. 3rd down and 13 for Southmoore at their own 17-yard line. 2 receivers either side for the quarterback, Jaden Scott. Man to his right is Seth Fleming in the shotgun. Scott has the snap. He's going to hand to Fleming, and he bursts through, and then Braden Spicer just punched him. Oh, man. Spicer put the helmet in the middle of the shoulder pads and drilled him at the 22-yard line. That's a gain of, the 18-yard line. That's a gain of 1, a painful gain.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 4th and 12.
That's what you want to see from a senior, a captain, starting this game off well and 3 and out, 2 drives in a row.
That kid is everywhere. He reminds me of Josh Dupree when he played here. He's a little bit undersized maybe, but, man, he's all over the place. On the punt will be Brian Shamali, a 252-pound junior.
Yeah.
He's standing at his own 5. Sestak standing around the 47-yard line. 7-0 Union, 6:38 to play. That ball just got off, and it's going to be caught by Sestak. He runs forward and makes a tremendous fair catch at the 44-yard line of Southmoore. That's a nice play by Jack Sestak. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Redskins at the 44 of Southmoore. Brian, how long, if you're in charge, how long do you leave ones out there in a game like this?
Me, I need at least, that first drive went well. I say 2 drives, maybe the first quarter, depending on how it goes. If you scored 3 plays or 3 or 4 plays last time, that's one thing. But, I definitely want to give my guys some work.
Yeah, and there's that point differential. You have to have your point differential, that kind of thing. So you have to have your 15.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Redskins at the 44 of Southmoore. Union already up 7-0. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Alverson is that man in the shotgun. Thompson, Boone to his left. Hand off to Darius. Picks his way to the 45. Forward down to the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. Darius taken down by Braden Finity once again. A nice run there of about 6 yards. We'll call it 2nd. Well, we'll call it 5. We'll call it 2nd down and 5 now. Good front line push.
Yeah, doing well up front so far. Trying to, establish a run, get some good work in, and see what these guys can do.
Now at the 39 of Southmoore, 2 receivers near side. Of course, that's Moore and AK. They're going to hand again to Darius. Breaks free across the 35. Darius breaks another 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Darius Boone. It didn't take long after he broke the first tackle for him to get out of an ankle tackle and then skirt down the sidelines for 39 yards. It's 13-0 Redskins.
Good start here. Well blocked up front. Tried to, they're going to load the box. These guys are struggling on defense, and I think they had one tight end on the line. I'm liking that formation by Coach Fred. Tried to establish a run early and see if we can't wear him down quick.
Well, they certainly did right there. Darius Boone with that touchdown run, and Noah Rauschenberg will come on for the extra point. 5:58 to play in this first period. Already 13-0, and the question becomes, how long will we see the starters? Certainly think he'll get him to 21 or 28 before he pulls them, more than likely.
So.
Snap back to Rauschenberg, snap back to Davis. He's got it down. Rauschenberg kicks it, and we are good. 14-0 Union, 5:58 to play, first period. We'll come back with Southmoore getting the kickoff. This is Union Football on KRMG.
What could you do with an extra $100? Right now,
so
when
Mike,
you
is
open
the crowd
a new
better
checking
now?
account with
I still need.
and every
Sorry, don't mean to be greedy.
That's right.
Life is better in balance.
There's
with approved credit,
there's
annual
not a
percentage yield
bad
for
crowd. They just
dividend-bearing
aren't doing
accounts is 0.20% as of 7/1/17.
They're about as excited
Checking
as the
account
team.
must be opened by 10/31.
Would the word underwhelmed apply?
It would.
See business days of account opening. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, this is State Farm agent Matt McCoy. As many of you...
Well, I'm enjoying a chance to play all these commercials.
And now I'm on a winning team at State Farm Insurance. For the first 50 listeners who stop by my office Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5:30 and let us give you a free quote, we will give you a free $10 gift card to Texas Roadhouse. It's literally that easy.
If you're
Call
going to
today
pop it,
and
you
ask me
hit the
about
ground
getting your free
first,
Texas Roadhouse gift
which
card
means
at
when you can pop, and it's
918-615-3434
harder to
Great
keep it
hands.
short like that
stop
than it
by
is to
our
pound it
office
and
at
go.
81st
And then what they're trying to kill.
Noah Rauschenberg to kick off for Union.
Now available for Apple and Android.
Welcome back to Union Tuttle Stadium. Rick Roy, Brian Deshane, of course, Doc Blevins, the Johns boys, Richard and Jay. Union up 14-0 now after a two-play 44-yard drive. Took all of 32 seconds. Darius Boone's 39-yard touchdown run. And, of course, the extra point by Mr. Automatic Noah Rauschenberg makes it that 14-0. 5:58 to play in this first period. And Southmore's run 6 plays. Union's run less, but they have 14 points to show for it. Here comes Southmoore, once again brought out by Jaden Scott, their young sophomore quarterback. Now, this guy's going to be a really good player. Of course, that makes you think if he's going to be in the district for long,
Yeah,
he's going to be a really good player. First and 10 for the Southmoore Jaguars. Are going from left to right. Sabercats, pardon me. They'll have 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. The single setback is Seth Fleming. He's not a very big guy, 5'6", 134, but he's got a good motor. Scott in the shotgun, standing his own 15. Fleming now shifts to his left. There's a snap in the hand of Fleming coming to the right side. And he actually makes one miss. Nope, couldn't quite get away. They're going to get him around the 22-yard line. He got away from, was that Cameron Watts? Nope, that was not Cameron Watts. That was Nick Jones. He got away from Nick Jones, but then got grabbed as he was getting around that corner and got to about the 22-yard line. They'll give him 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Defense doing well, swarming to the ball. I know that's one thing Coach Fred wants to keep on the intensity up is on this defense swarming to the ball.
Well, he told me beginning of the year this might be the fastest football team he's ever coached. And
really?
Some of these guys, like Elijah Tomlin's a linebacker who runs 4.5.
Yeah,
you've got guys who can run like that.
That helps for sure.
It does. Second down, they're going to give him 3, so 2nd down and 7 now for Southmoore, trailing 14-0 with 5:12 to go in the first period. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side, now have a short setback on the right side. Scott's going to hand once again. Fleming to the outside at the 25. Fleming's got a first down across the 30. Fleming dives forward to the 35-yard line. Cameron Watts is the guy that finally grabbed him. But a nice run by Seth Fleming and a nice job by Southmoore, and they'll have their first down now at their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, Union brought the blitz to the field, and running back saw it and just cut to the boundary, and there was one-on-one with receiver and DB on the field on the boundary side. So it's one of those tough breaks, trying to call a run blitz and pick the wrong side.
So on the coach's show on Monday, I'm sure Coach Frederick will blame himself on that one. 1st and 10, Southmoore. They trail Union 14-0 with 4:40 to go in the first period. 3 receivers go far side, 1 to the near side. Again, the quarterback is Scott. Scott's going to hand once again to Fleming, and he gets away from one guy and then just got pounded. I think that's Elijah Tomlin. Yeah, it is. He got away, I think, from Kenya Walker initially, and then Elijah just put a helmet right in the middle of his shoulder pads, drops him for a 3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, defensive line still keeping the intensity up, getting a lot of pressure, making it tough for them to run this football.
They're really getting a lot of development out of Darius Murdoch in there. He's playing the nose guard position right now, and Darius has really come along here. They started the year with Michael Panther playing an awful lot. He's backed off a little bit. You've seen more of Darius, Isaiah McGuire, and Mason Gibbons.
Yeah.
2nd down and 13 now for Southmoore, their own 33, trailing 14-0. Snap to Scott. Here comes pressure. Trey Thompson can't get him. Scott's going to run across the 35, and he's going to skip out of bounds at the 40. Pressure in there by Nate Raper. He's the one that pushed him out of bounds. He got about 8. We're going to make this a makeable 3rd down and 5 now. Scott with a good job right there. It'll be at the 41-yard line, and you can see the potential in that kid when he takes off.
Absolutely. Definitely can move well on his feet, and Union's defense covering those receivers well, and he can move pretty well.
He's not bad
kid.
there. Trey Thompson, he made Trey Thompson miss.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 3rd and 5 now for Southmoore, trailing 14-0, 3:56 to go first period. Scott in the shotgun with 3 receivers. To his right, that's the running back Fleming. And Union jumps off sides.
Yeah.
And the guy I was just talking about, Darius Murdoch, is a guy who did it and made contact, so that's going to give Southmoore another first down. So the Southmoore team that went 3 and out on 2 possessions now has 2 consecutive first downs. They'll now be at their own 46, 1st and 10.
Getting a little momentum here. See if we can't put a stop to it.
Yeah, Union was about to bring McGuire in, and he stepped back.
Yeah.
You like the gray jerseys?
I do. I know as a trying to find the numbers, it's tough on us, but as a player, that's It's a good combination.
So?
I like it.
I love
like
the
it.
white helmets.
Yeah, oh yeah.
1st and 10 now for Southmoore at their own 46. Scott's going to keep it run to his right. He won't get very far. It was Nate Raper who wrapped him up just around the 47. Thompson is there as well. Get up off the bottom of that pile. One of the offensive linemen came over and kind of gave a shove to Spicer, and Spicer gave that back to him. And if I were that little offensive lineman, and by little, Cameron Tornquist is 5'9", 250.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's the guy I would push, Braden Spicer. Second down and 8.
He can bring the boom for sure.
Yeah, he can. 2nd and 8 now. They'll be at their own 48-yard line with Southmoore trailing 14-0. 3:20 to go here in this first period. 3 receivers go far side, 1 to the near side. That's the press box side or the right. Now Fleming's in motion. Scott's going to fake that way and run himself, and he won't get very far. Thompson and again Nate Raper. Nate Raper's made about 4 tackles already tonight. We're going to give him a yard and call it 3rd down and 6 now right at midfield.
Trying to misdirection QB power and doing a good job of staying home on the backside.
Yeah, because when Fleming comes out of there like that, that kind of motion can really mess with the defense's eyes. And everybody did stay home. So its ball's going to be on the near side hash mark. That's the right side or near the press box. And it's going to be 3rd and 6 now for Southmoore. They trail 14-0 with 2:46 to play first period. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Scott's going to be alone in the backfield now. He's got 1 short slot to his left. Now motion through the backfield. Scott's going to fake it and run to his right, and he's going to lose yards. It was first Kenyon Walker that was there, and then everybody else wearing a gray jersey jumped in there. Oh, yeah. One of the ones was Nathan Raper, but by the time he gets off the bottom of that pile, Scott's going to have had about 600 pounds of human on him.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be 4th down and 8 now, and Scott's limping a little as he leaves the field, and if they were to lose him, that'd be a really bad sign for Southmoore. Yeah. Brian Shamali will come on to kick this thing away, a 5'11", 252-pound punter. Jack Sestak once again will be back around the 20-yard line. We are not seeing Landon Wood tonight, and again, no players are really severely injured. Union's just resting some people. There's the snap, there's the kick, and it's going to be a sideways end-over-ender. Going to hit around the 30-yard line. Sestak picks it up on the roof. He's at the 40. Jack's at the 50. Cuts back there, makes one guy miss. He's going to bounce off another tackle, and he's going to go across midfield down to around the 49-yard line. Nice play in there by number 9. Jack Sestak, the wide receiver, picked that thing up on the bounce, got it around 17 yards back, and it'll be 1st and 10 Union again in Southmoore territory. Like to see those guys being aggressive on the return.
Yeah, it's always tough to try and time the bounce on something like that, but there weren't, Southmoore wasn't really covering that punt very well, so took it and got a few extra yards.
1:43 to go, first period, 14-0. Union is up, and let's see if they bring that first team back out there. Some of them are. We'll see a couple of different. I saw Ricky Stromberg run out there really quickly, so I see them. This is still mostly your first team. C.J. Moore and A.K. Wilson to the near side. We are seeing a different running back, and that's going to be Keith, I believe. Back to throw is Thompson, looking middle of the field, and he's going to overthrow C.J. Moore. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. And that was well covered in there by Southmoore. They didn't bite. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, CJ tried to sit down in that zone, but safety stayed back a little bit. And I'm sure they're keen on CJ a little bit because the guy's a player.
Yeah, Oklahoma State's going to be pretty happy to have him. There's no question about that. Running backs Keith Dorsey now for Union. 2nd and 10 now at the 49-yard line of Southmoore. Redskins up 14-0. Handoff inside to Dorsey. He plows forward across the 45. Keith's down to the 41-yard line. He got 8 yards. Andre Bellows on the tackle. But that's going to make a nice makeable 3rd down and 2 for Union. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers here near side. That's the left side. Thompson on the shotgun again. He drops the ball. Now he picks it up and falls on it. They tried to go a little too fast, and they paid for it. That's going to be a loss of 7, and the Redskins will end up now with a big 3rd down all the way back, or 4th down, all the way back at the 48-yard line of Southmoore, and they will have to actually kick this thing away. And as much as I like pace, so many times when you see it like that, Brian, you see offenses make mistakes.
Yeah, then you go back to, again, this type of game, are they you try and be focused. If you're going to do tempo, you got to make sure you're on the ball and communicating well.
Cade Farquhar will come in to kick this thing away. Back deep is Trevor Eilenberger. He's standing around the 10-yard line. Cade himself standing around the 37-yard line. There's the snap. He's going to rugby style that run this thing to his left. Now he kicks it away, and it's going to hit. It hit a Southmoore player, and Union recovers it at the 20-yard line. That is Grant Heiser. That hit a Southmoore player who was not paying any attention as he ran downfield. It bounced in the air, and number 87 snatched it up at the 19-yard line. A really good play by a smart kid, and it's 1st and 10 Redskins.
Lucky bounce there.
Let's get down to Doc Blevins for an injury report, Doc.
Well, it's not an injury in the game, but a couple of our young men who are juniors will not play tonight because they were driving on Sunday. A guy running 50 miles an hour ran a stop sign and hit them. They both miraculously walked away, but they did have concussions.
All right, well, I'm glad to hear that they're going to be all right. 33 seconds to go in this first period, 14-0 Union. Now they'll have the football inside the Southmoore 20. Peyton Thompson lobs it to the left side, and that ball is caught for a touchdown. C.J. Moore was wide, smoking open.
I like that call.
Peyton threw it to the very back corner of the end zone, and it was good enough for the touchdown, and that is the all-time career record now for C.J. Moore in touchdown receptions. He passes Michael Johnson, a fabulous player here a long time ago. Michael, of course, went and played his college football at Georgia. And it was interesting because Michael sent a message during the week to Union and said it's about time somebody breaks that record.
We've had quite a few people you think would have broken it, but, man, Michael Johnson, he was a stud. I remember watching him when I was a kid.
He was a heck of a player. Now Noah Rauschenberg's on for the extra point. That guy's got a year and a half to break a couple of more records, and he's almost there now. He will definitely leave as the all-time leading scorer. He kicks that one through. 25 seconds to go. First period. It's all Redskins. 21-0 Union. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Crowd mic is better.
Thank you.
Ford Power Stroke, Dodge Cummins, GM Duramax, and International Truck Owners. Diesel Power Plus gets you back on the road fast when your truck gives you trouble. Using the latest fast rate diagnostic tools and equipment to get to the root of the problem. Diesel Power Plus doesn't just meet the standard,
freaking running back's
set
134.
the standard. On 56, just west of Garnett. Call 625-8191.
He's quick.
At Classic Chevrolet, we are
all
30
right,
years
let's
strong,
run the clock, boys.
and we proudly support all Union athletes and their parents.
30 years of treating you right the first time with excellent.
Think you'll be done by 9 o'clock?
Sir.
And an award-winning service.
No, I don't think we'll be done by 9
Show
o'clock.
us your school spirit. Tag us at Classic Chevy Owasso on Facebook, showing off your Union pride. We don't want to just sell you a car. We want to help you buy a car.
Classic Chevrolet.
I didn't either. It's all right. Hey, it's not up to you. It's up to me.
Shout outs to your favorite player on the open mic on the KRMG app right now. And Rick Corey might even play it on the air. News 102.3 KRMG.
We're back at Union Tuttle Stadium. A game completely dominated by the Redskins is now 21-0 Union after the one-play 19-yard drive. The C.J. Moore touchdown catch gives him the all-time career receiving record here at Union. Well, you know, we know the starters are going to sit a little bit in the second half, and we'll have Doc talk to C.J. maybe then. I'm Rick Corey along with Brian DeShane, former Union All-Stater, University of Tulsa offensive lineman. Coming in tonight for Zach Jones, and down on the field, our own Doc Blevins. Doc?
Well, I just said hi to CJ, and he is smiling from ear to ear. I think he's really proud to have that record.
Well, you know, of course, Michael Johnson was excited for somebody to break it and said it was about time.
Yeah. Well, Michael's that kind of guy.
Yes, he is. So here we go, back onto the field now for the, Southmoore. They will bring on a different quarterback. Maxwell Gilbert will be the quarterback as they trail 21-0, first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Gilbert hands to Fleming on the right side, and he gets drawn down for a loss of about 1. I'm seeing Trey Thompson. I see Nathan Raper. I see Spicer getting up off the bottom of that as well. Yeah, not a big surprise there. Trey Thompson. So basically the entire defense just took him down for a no gain. It'll be second and 10. Yeah.
Swarming well. I keep talking about it, but looking good out there.
You have to imagine, that's going to end the first period of your Southmoore. At some point, you ask why you got on the bus. That's the end of quarter number 1. Union 21, Southmoore nothing. They'll have second and 10 when we return. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Hey guys, let's talk performance. Are you trying to products that just don't work? Are you frustrated with high costs and side effects of prescriptions?
Union fans, remember to like Union Football on Twitter and Union Football Tulsa on Instagram. Then take a spirit selfie and tag #UnionFB on either social media platform. We'll be announcing the tweet of the game in the fourth quarter, and the winner will receive some super sweet swag.
Stadium. Rick Corey along with Brian DeShane, Doc Blevins, Richard and Jay Johns. A Thursday night fall break special. Redskins up 21-0 over Southmoore. The SaberCats have changed quarterbacks. Maxwell Gilbert's out there, and I think the reason they changed is I believe Jaden Scott got hurt. He had an ankle injury when he went down last time. 2nd and 10 for Southmoore, now going right to left, so they're coming from south to north. Scott's going to hand off to Fleming, and Fleming coming to the left side is going to be dragged down for a loss. Oh, my. That was Nick Jones who reached out and grabbed Fleming. Now, Nick's not a big guy, but Fleming's 134 pounds. So once he got him, he just twirled him around for a 4-yard loss, and it's 3rd and 14. And I got to tell you, if I'm little number 25, yeah, I want to play football, but every time they hand it to me, if all I see is a team picture of the defense, that's going to get old.
Yeah, it's tough. Not a lot of blocking going on up front, but that was a great play on defense. He being blocked and kept outside contained and still made the play.
So it's going to be 3rd down now and 14 for Southmoore at their own 16-yard line. They already trailed 21-0. Maxwell Gilbert, the young quarterback, he's a junior, 6'3", 195, will bring him up. He's got 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near. Now they send Fleming in motion, and there's going to be a timeout called by Southmoore. We'll take a break, too. 21-0 Union. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted.
Sorry about that. Had a double punch the bumper to get it to go.
Yeah, well, he was limping off when he landed on that ankle.
Like the award-winning 2018 Crosstrek has been named an IIHS top safety pick for 6 years running from 2012 to 2017. The 2017 applies to models with eyesight, and the Crosstrek has been redesigned with new technology like Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Plus, the Crosstrek comes standard equipped with a legendary road-gripping symmetrical all-wheel drive. No other car on the planet has it. Subaru, the best all-wheel drive leader for Oklahoma's wet, dry snow, or ice. At Ferguson Subaru, just off the BA at the Elm Place exit across from Bass Pro. Or find them at FergusonSubaru.com. 2017 Kelley Blue Book Brand Image Awards are based on the Brand Watch study from Kelley Blue Book Strategic Insights. Award calculated among non-luxury shoppers. For more information, visit KBB.com.
Hey, Mike, let's get that sharp, ready. That cut, please.
It's ready.
Back at Union Tuttle Stadium, it's 3rd down and 14 for Southmoore, trailing 21-0 as we just get underway here in this second period. Quarterback Maxwell Gilbert brings him up. Fleming, the running back, to his left. Gilbert back to throw. Looking, fires to Fleming out of the backfield, and it's incomplete. And Fleming was open. Patrick Fields was trying to get there, but he was not going to make it. The other guy who was supposed to be covering that was Braden Spicer, and he was just a little bit late. But it's incomplete, and it'll be 4th down now and 14 for Southmoore, and they will punt it away again from their own 16-yard line. Jack Sestak will go back to the 45, and he's going to be standing right at the base. You know the split U on the Union field? Runs from just about the 43-yard line on one side to the 43 on the other. Black split U on the left, red on the right. He's almost dead center in the middle of that split U. Punter once again is Shamali. He's going to have to hurry, but he did get it underway. Jack's going to run up and make a fair catch right about the 41-yard line. Nice job by Sestak at the 41, and the Redskins will again start in Southmoore territory at the 41-yard line, and we'll see if we still see the number ones, and if we do, we don't think it'll be more than maybe another series. 21-0 Redskins, 11 minutes to play, second period. We had a chance to talk to Coach Kirk Frederick about how you keep kids sharp. We'll hear from him in a minute. Let's see who's running out there. It is Peyton Thompson. Once again, Keith Dorsey will be your running back. 2 receivers to the far side. We have come up with different receivers other than Avery Alverson, who's to my right, or to the right. Hand off to Dorsey. Dorsey breaks free across the 45. Now at the 30. Keith to the 25. Keith to the 20-yard line. Keith Dorsey down to the 20, maybe a little inside that. It was Cameron Collins who made that final tackle, but he goes all the way down to the 19-yard line. It's going to give him 26 yards and a 1st down, Redskins.
Good job on that left side of that line. Ricky Stromberg opened up those holes for him. They're doing really well. He's hitting a lot of cutbacks.
Dorsey's a young guy who, of course, hadn't had an opportunity to play an awful lot because of the guys who've been in front of him. Yeah. He's going to get a chance now. 1st and 10 now for the Redskins, up 21-0 at the 19-yard line. Hand off inside. No, he's going to fake and throw to A.K. Wilson at the 20, 15, 10, 5. A.K. touchdown. A.K. came in motion and then ran a little circle wheel, if you will. Yeah. They tossed it out there almost like a bubble. He made one miss and then skirts into the end zone, and it's 27-0 Redskins with 10:37 to play in this first period.
Good movement in the backfield, faking the run and having AK come behind. I like that little wheel route.
The possessions tonight for Union have started at their own 42, and then at the 44, 49, 19, and 41 of Southmoore. And, you know, if you can't play offense when you start there, you can't play offense.
when you know everything's clicking.
Noah Rauschenberg on for the extra point. Cade Brown will snap, and, of course, Alex Davis will hold. Good snap, good hold. There's the kick, and he'll put it almost all the way to the UMAC. 10:37 to play, second period, already 28-0 Union. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Cecil and Sons, discount time.
Okay, both your cuts are loaded and
That
ready
Union
anytime
Redskins
you want to go to them.
Yeah, we'll do it next time. I was going to actually do it there, and then it ended up being a touchdown.
Rain and shine, and the price is right too.
Darn the luck.
Holiday for years, it's true. Everyday tires and custom too.
You have many choices when it comes to automotive repair and
Four
maintenance.
guys
I'd like you to
warm
consider
ups,
that
he
from
was the
new
worst
tires to
before,
brake and
that's why they
alignment
ran out
work,
there.
oil changes to
You got music only or
No, you're
rejoin?
fine.
Folks in Green Country have been choosing
From this
Cecil
point
& Sons
forward, you
discount
can run
tires for their
anything you
tires,
want.
maintenance services, and mechanical repair needs. To all of them, we want to say thank you for your trust.
Well,
Now, we've grown to 3 locations to serve you.
Yeah, let's
our
do
2
a
in
little
Sand
afternoon
Springs, plus
delight.
our
You
newest
got any
location at
Starline
100
Band?
South Main in Sapulpa. Why not come on down yourself to any of our 3 locations and see why some...
no, but I'm looking for some Rupert Holmes.
Oh, there you
Using
go.
Cecil & Sons
There you
discount
go.
tires for their
You
automotive
like
care
pina
needs.
We're a solid part of your community.
And getting caught in the rain.
Did you know the story behind him? He's a classical musician.
Discount tires, everything
Look him
around
up.
for a just right ride.
This is the home of Union High School football. News 102.3 KRMG.
At Union Tuttle Stadium, the Redskins leading 28-0 with 10:37 to play in this second period. Rick Corey, Brian DeShane, Doc Blevins on the field, Richard and Jay Johns here, a cast of thousands. Union's drive, 2 plays, 41 yards. Only took 35 seconds, so Union's last 3 touchdown drives have been 32 seconds, 10 seconds, and 35 seconds. It was A.K. Wilson on the 19-yard catch and run, and the extra point by Rauschenberg, and that's how we get to 28-0. Now, I look out there on Union's defense, and I'm still seeing most first-teamers out there, so we're going to see them at least for one more series. Southmoore started at their 20 every possession, and they'll be right back there again. 1st and 10 for Southmoore, moving from right to left. That is from south to north. Their quarterback, once again, Max Gilbert. Gilbert with 4 wide receivers. To his left is Fleming. He's going to fake to Fleming and throw. Throw to his left. That's going to be overthrown to Trevor Eilenberger, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Trying to get that bubble play going, trying to spread it out, see if we can't get outside of the pressure from these D linemen.
And that bubble is just an extension of your run game. All it's trying to do is get your eyes wide a little bit, but it's going to stop the clock. And if I'm Southmoore, I might want to rethink that. 10:34 to play in this second period. 21 total yards for the Southmoore offense as they trail 28-0. Union has more points than Southmoore has yards. 2nd and 10. SaberCats at their own 20-yard line. Again, 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Fleming the single setback. He's going to shift to the right of Max Gilbert, the quarterback. Gilbert with the snap. Now he's going to throw to his right side, and that ball is caught at the 20-yard line and then dragged down backwards. Behind him was Eilenberger. He's going to lose about a yard. Tackle out there, I think, was Cade Brown who was out there on that, so it's going to be 3rd down now and about 11, maybe 12 for Southmoore.
Really like to see the intensity that Union's still playing with. You know, it's like we talked at the beginning. It's hard to not play it down to your opponent, and I think they're doing a pretty good job so far.
My favorite football teams, high school, college, you name it, are businesslike.
Yep.
Teams that just go out, kick your rear, put their hand down and help you back up and then go do it again.
Yep. 3rd
down and 11 now for Southmoore, trailing 28-0, 9:50 to go in this first half. Gilbert brings him back up with 4 receivers. He's got 1 short slot to his right. Gilbert straight back. Here comes the pressure, and Gilbert's going to go down. Braden Spicer hit him around the 9, dragged him down back around the 5. That's going to be a loss of 17, and it'll be 4th down and forever for the SaberCats.
Good call. Blitz off the boundary. Just outnumbered him. Did a good job.
They're going to give them forward progress back to the 8. He was slung down around the 5, but they're going to say contact happened at the 8. And now the big punter, Brian Shamali, is going to be standing in his own end zone to get this one away. Jack Sestak standing around the 37-yard line of Union. 9:18 to play, second period, 28-0 Redskins, and it might get worse right here. Shamali is ready. There's the snap. Here comes the rush. That ball is off the bottom of his foot, and it's going to go very short. It's picked up by Sestak at the 30, and he's dragged down right there. I don't know if it was touched or not. It might have just been a poor kick.
I think it might have hit a Union player.
It might have. It was just a poor kick, but Sestak was able to deliver it, grab it, and take it back to around the 30. They'll mark it, I think, at the 31. The Redskins will start there. 1st and 10.
Been close about last 3 punts. Almost blocking one. We need to get one of those, too.
Well, on that one, it was so low.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they Doc Blevins thinks that ball was tipped. Union will bring back out most of the first-team offense. Darius Boone will run back out there. That surprises me a little bit. The only starting receiver out there right now is Avery Alverson on the near side. 2 receivers far side. Boone is going to be the single setback. The receivers are going to be Ettrick Logan and Brontavious White on the left side. Snap to Peyton Thompson. He's going to throw to the right side, and that ball's going to go over the head of Lawrence Harris to tight end. It'll be 2nd and 10. And, you know, Lawrence is a guy who can catch it. We don't throw to him a lot.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really good opportunity tonight to get him some work like they just tried to do.
Absolutely. I think that's I like the call, keeping all the, most of your ones in, a bunch of different looks, things you can work on.
28-0 Union, 8:58 to play, second period. They have it 2nd and 10 at the 31 of Southmoore. Yep. Thompson with Avery Alverson to the near side. That's the right side. To the far side, once again, are Ettrick Logan and Brontavious White, two guys who have played some this year. Harris, the tight end, in the shotgun. Going to quickly throw right side to Alverson at the 30. Jumps inside at the 25. Avery can't get away from the last guy at the 20. He's taken down right there by Andre Bellows. If he breaks that tackle, he scores. Couldn't quite get away. They'll mark it at the 20. Gain of 11, 1st and 10.
Tempo again.
To the line of scrimmage quickly is Union. Again, Darius Boone's back out there, but I don't think you'll see the first teamers after this one.
No.
Two receivers left side, that's far side. One to the right, again, that's Alverson. Thompson in the shotgun. Thompson hands to Darius Boone to the right side. Darius cuts back at the 20. Won't go much further, down to around the 16. Andre Bellows jumped in there and made that play. That's a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Redskins. Here comes A.K. Wilson back in the game. And you watch, if number 8 goes in motion, the entire SaberCat defense will follow him.
They know where that guy is all the time.
He's going to be in the slot to the left side, and he'll be out there with Brontavious White. 2nd and 8. Back to throw is Thompson. He's going to step forward, go to the end zone. Ooh. That one is to A.K. Caught, touchdown. A.K. Wilson on the post route just got his body in front of the defender, and that was too easy. 8:03 to play, second period. Now 34-0 Union.
Had a bunch of time and delivered a strike right to A.K.
You know, and some of those things, it's almost hard to coach, whether it's intuitive to a receiver, to get your body between the defender and the quarterback. He's great at that. Avery's good at it, and CJ's wonderful at it.
Knowing where they are in space and how that defense is changing and how they're shifting during the play.
So that's going to be a 21-yard touchdown catch for A.K. Wilson as he continues to add to his records as well. Rauschenberg on for yet another extra point. There's the snap. It's low. Davis got it down, though, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:03 to play in the second period. Redskins 35, Southmoore nothing. This is Union football on KRMG.
What if hiring could be easier? More qualified candidates and faster results.
And
what if
Mike,
hiring
when
could
Southmore's
be
on offense,
smarter?
we will definitely
Thanks to
use that
ZipRecruiter,
cut.
it can be. With one click,
do me a
post
favor,
your
though,
job to over
remind me in my
100
ear,
top
because
job
as I
boards.
get into the
Then
flow,
their
it's
smart technology
easy for me to
notifies the
forget.
most qualified candidates to apply. Nope.
You want to use it when Southmoore goes on offense.
Well, yeah, we'll use it during this series. Just remind me when we come back. I'm going to go to Doc first.
The smartest way to hire.
Try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio.
I'll just say the word cut.
Yes, sir. That's all I got to do.
Radio.
One size fits all has no place in your bedroom.
So for those of you who
Hi,
are
I'm
listening
Christian
on the
von
internet at
Rickenbach,
home,
founder of Helix
this is what
Sleep,
happens
and we
during
know
the breaks.
one mattress
All
can't
of
work for
the
everyone.
entire team
That's
here
why we
tries to
created
keep
the
me from
only
sounding
mattress
stupid.
built for you.
And believe
Go to
me, it works.
helixsleep.com, take
Welcome to the
Say a
glamorous
word,
world
Richard.
of radio.
That's why he's
and
not
ship
Mike.
it to you for free. Try for 100 nights, and if it's not the best sleep you've ever had, we'll pick it
Richard
up
and I
and
played
give you
football
your money
together when we
back.
were-
Go to helixsleep.com/talkradio
10, 11,
right
12,
now,
13.
and we'll give you $50 towards your custom
200 years
mattress.
ago?
That's helixsleep.com.
All right, here comes your rejoin.
Every moment of Union football on KRMG.com, the KRMG app, and News 102.3 KRMG.
The kickoff is short. Noah Rauschenberg kicks it around the 5-yard line. Fleming takes it there and brings it out to the 16-yard line. So for the first time tonight, the ball doesn't go in the end zone, and it actually works out worse for Southmoore as they'll start at their own 16-yard line. Redskins now up 35-0. The last drive, 4 plays, 31 yards, took just under a minute, 59 seconds. A.K. Wilson with another touchdown catch, this one of 17 yards. So that is 4 drives in a row for Union under 1 minute. Let's get an injury report from Doc Blevins. Doc?
Well, the reason Jack Sestock is out there returning kicks or punts is because Landon Wood got a concussion last week, and he is setting out tonight.
All right, well, we hope that young man is back next week. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Southmoore as they come out at their own 16-yard line, trailing by a score of 35-0. Looks like Donovan Gaines is going to be one of the running backs this time, and the quarterback will be Max Gilbert. 4 receivers for Southmoore. Now Gaines goes to the right. Gilbert in the shotgun. Hand off to Gaines, and he fumbled the football. It's still on the ground. Union picked it up. Redskins have it. Trying to pull away was Cade Brown, but he couldn't get away. But it'll be Union's football at the 9-yard line. So the Redskins have an opportunity to add to that 35-0 lead after the second turnover tonight for Southmoore. 7:49 to go in this second period. Already 35-0. And will we see the ones one more time? You know, one of the things we asked before this game is how do you stay sharp against a team like that? I asked Brian that. We also had a chance to ask Coach Kirk Frederick that before the game.
The first thing we talked to him about is, we're 23 days away from playing Week 11, from the playoffs. And, we've got 3 more opportunities, and that's been the focus from day one is, how good can you get before the playoffs get here? Because if you've been around Union football for very long, you realize that we want to play our best, when those playoffs come here. And so that's been the big focal point for us. And then as a grown up watching Southmoore win about as many games as any team in Oklahoma, and this year they have not, but they recognize Southmoore can be a dangerous team.
That's Kirk Frederick on how you stay sharp. They've done it tonight, 35-0 Redskins. On first down, Tyler Fisher, the new quarterback, hands off to Keith Dorsey, and he plows forward for about a yard. That'll mark it around the 13-yard line of Southmoore. After the turnover, Redskins will have 2nd and 9. 35-0 with 7:19 to go in this first half. Fisher walks forward, then shifts to his right. Now the ball goes by him. He's all the way back at the 18, or pardon me, the 28, and he falls on the ball right there. That snap was a little low and bounced around the feet of Tyler Fisher, and he did the right thing. Run back there, fall on it, prevent further damage. And it's going to be 3rd down now. We're going to call it about 27.
Yeah, he's not going to like that when he goes back to watch film.
No.
Line coach is going to make sure he remembers that one.
Yeah, you've been in a few of those meetings, haven't you?
Oh, man, yeah.
The offensive line coaches are a special breed.
Yes.
So they'll mark it all the way back to the 28-yard line of Southmoore. Union needs the 4 for the first down, so it's 24 yards to go. Fisher runs to his right. Now he's going to try to throw. Cannot. He's going to tuck it. Now he fumbles the football, and it's going to be recovered by Southmoore. Ball on the ground. It was picked up by Cameron Collins, and so it will be Southmoore's football right around their own 24-yard line. DJ Ware is the guy who knocked that out of there. So the Redskins will not be successful tonight for the first time on offense, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the SaberCats.
Not a very good drive there. You want to try and polish things up. I'm sure the ones are starting to probably going to move out a little bit, but we'll see how this second group can do.
But you really want that second offense to get a rhythm.
Absolutely.
Those kids are going to end up having to play at some point. They're going to be the players of the future, and you want them to get a little bit of success. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the SaberCats, now at their own 24-yard line, trailing 35-0 with 6:29 to play here in this first half. Gilbert will come back up at the quarterback spot. It'll be Donovan Gaines once again at running back. 4 receivers for Southmoore, but they just don't throw it very often. Gaines shifts to the right. Gilbert's going to turn and hand to Gaines, and he's going to find a small hole across the 25. He'll get up maybe around the 28-yard line. Dragged down by about 14 different guys in there. C.J. Harris was one of them who I saw get up off the bottom. Also the guy we've been talking about, that is Kenya Walker, got up off there. We'll give him 4, 2nd and 6. Haven't called Jordan Kelly's name yet tonight, and in a game like this, if he chooses, he can just sort through guys.
Yeah. He's been getting a lot of pressure. I think they're definitely trying to run away from him. He's a force up there.
2nd and 6 now for Southmoore at their own 28-yard line. Gilbert back to the line of scrimmage, now shifts Gaines to his left. Gilbert looks, he wants to throw, and now he's going to be pressured. He's going to be swallowed up by Jordan Kelly.
There he is.
That's going to be marked back around the 20, maybe the 19. Yeah, they'll call it the 19-yard line. Now they're going to move it back to the 20. So we're looking at a loss of about 9 right there, and it's going to be 3rd down and 14. And, boy, tonight Southmoore's faced a lot of those.
Yeah, struggling up front, struggling everywhere.
Jordan Kelly just tossed him to the ground. Mason Gibbons in there playing some defensive line as well. So Southmoore trailing 35-0 with 5 minutes to play in this first half. Wishful thinking on the other part. Will be at their own 21-yard line, needing the 34 for the first down. So we'll call it 3rd and 13. Gibbons moves Gaines to his left. Gilbert running to his right, wants to throw it. Gilbert stops and he's hit from behind, and the ball goes over the head of everybody, including the guy he was trying to go to, which was Jack Joyner, but he got popped after that ball was out of there. Gilbert got hit as well, and it's going to be 4th down and 13 now for Southmoore.
Jordan Kelly showing up there again, puts the pressure on the quarterback. I'm sure he's not wanting to come back out next series.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I think that'll probably be it for those guys. So they'll move it to the near hash mark. That's the near side of the press box, or the left hash. They'll mark it at the 21-yard line, and once again, running out there, the guy who's worked the most tonight for Southmoore is Brian Shamali, as he'll punt one more time. He's standing around his 7. Jack Sestak again standing around the 48-yard line inside Southmoore territory. There's the snap. There's the kick. That was a better kick. Jack's going to fair catch it right at the 48. Nice play by him. And that's where the Redskins will take it. It'll be 1st and 10 right there. 4:53 to play in this first half. 35-0 Union leads. Certainly they want this second-team offense to gel just a little bit more. Now, Tyler Fisher has a history. Of course, his brother Zach was a quarterback here and then played receiver here as well. But it's, I don't care how much you practice, Brian. It's hard to rep yourself unless you're in a game, isn't it?
Absolutely. To try and find that game speed, with these twos, it's the difference between, getting a few reps whenever the ones are taking a break in practice, and then, who knows? They may be called upon later in the season. We'll see what happens.
Once again, it'll be Ettrick Logan and Brontavious White at receiver along with Avery Alverson. Fisher with the snap, hand straight ahead to Keith Dorsey, but there are flags as Union moved. And so, again, this is the one thing you don't want to see as a head coach. You want these guys to have some success.
Yeah.
False start, Randy Jeffers, the referee says, the man in the white hat. If you look out there, you're still seeing, like Ricky Stromberg is still out there. He's still playing. Ryan Rodriguez is playing a little bit right now. Mario Rowland is still out there.
ID.
So you're seeing an awful lot of the first-teamers out there. First and 15 now for Union as they actually go into very unusual territory. They're going to run an offensive play on their side of the 50. It's going to be at their own 47-yard line on 1st and 15. Fisher sends one man in motion right to left. Throws very quickly to the right side, caught by Ettrick Logan at the 50, and he's going to go across that down to around the 48-yard line. Cameron Collins lit him up right there. That's a gain of about 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. And we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
From the Ferguson Buick GMC.
Only need 5. Here you go.
Brings KRMG Tulsa.
2nd and 10 Union, now at the 48-yard line of Southmoore, already leading 35-0. Handoff up the middle. That one goes to Keith Dorsey, and he got nothing. Dorsey got pounded. Jared Spaulding came into this with 80 tackles tonight. It's the first time we've called his name, but that's a good one. And it'll be 3rd and 10, and this offensive line's got to move some people.
Yeah, struggling on that one. That running back, a little more patience, could have set it. They had a guy pulling. A little more patience, could have set up, could have made a positive gain.
3rd and 10 now for the Redskins at the 48-yard line of Southmoore. 35-0 Union, 3:58 to go first half. Fisher back to throw. Wants to go deep down the right side. Had Alverson out there, but he floated it, and Avery he didn't make the catch. Avery Alverson jumped up over the top of the defensive back, Work Simpson, and almost pulled in a miraculous catch. He had it in his hands, but as they went to the ground and fell together, I think the player actually fell on the ball and it came loose. Otherwise, number 4 makes a brilliant catch, and he was open. Tyler just didn't quite get it to him.
They had him beat, just kind of underthrew that football there.
It'll be Trevor Eilenberger back to receive this punt from Cade Farquhar. Eilenberger will stand around the 10-yard line. Farquhar standing around his own 37. 3:51 to go, first half, 35-0 Union. There's the snap to Cade. He's going to take his time. Nice high kick. It doesn't turn over, but it's going to hit around the 20 and take a nice Union bounce inside the 10. It's going to go to the 5-yard line, and that's where the Redskins will down it. Nice kick right there by Farquhar with 3:46 to play in the half. Southmoore will take it over once more, this time at their own 5, trailing 35-0. This is Union football at KRMG.
What if hiring could be easier, less time-consuming, with more qualified candidates and faster results? What if hiring could...
Yes, sir.
Thanks to
I took that one in the middle of play, but I think
with one click, post your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards, so you don't spend time wondering.
Okay, and I've got the Peyton cut loaded whenever you're ready for it.
Yeah, actually,
to scan millions of active resumes and notify the most qualified candidate.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
And the ZipRecruiter dashboard makes it easy to review, rate, and contact candidates, all in one place. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter makes it simple for growing businesses of all sizes to hire the right people, no matter the industry. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We're so confident ZipRecruiter will get you the results you need. We'll let you try it free. That's right, free.
For Southmoore,
ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Nathaniel Raper on the stop for Union.
On first down, Southmoore hands off up the middle. Gilbert to Donovan Gaines. He got nothing, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Union up 35-0 with 3:16 to play and counting here in this first period. Rick Corey along with Brian DeShane, Doc Blevins, Richard and Jay Johns. The Redskins really, really rolling here in this first half. 2nd and 10 Southmoore now at their own 5. We'll call it just outside the 5-yard line, and now there'll be a flag. That's coming from the back judge, and I think that's going to be delay of game. It is delay of game, says Randy Jeffers. Here's the problem for these guys. They're already at the 5. Now you're at the 2.5. And
not much room left.
Brian, as an old offensive lineman myself with the emphasis on old, and you as a younger offensive lineman know the last thing you want to do is line up with your feet in the end zone.
Yeah, it's never fun. You want a little bit of room to work with, but Southmoore struggling tonight.
2nd and 15, or pardon me, it's 2nd and 15, pardon me, for Southmoore. Gilbert in the shotgun. He's trying to get the ball snapped, and the center won't snap it. Gilbert's tried twice. Now it is snapped. Gilbert fires to his left, and the ball's well overthrown. He's trying to get that out there, I think, to Max Jolly, and he overthrew him greatly, and so it's going to be 3rd down and 15, and there's clearly communication issues out there right now for Southmoore.
Nothing's really firing all together. Not on the same page tonight. You can kind of tell why they're 0-7.
Well, and at 2:42 to play here in the first half, the other problem with throwing it right there is they're going to give Union another shot.
Yeah.
You know, you run the football and take as much time as you can.
Exactly.
You might be able to get out of the half, but they're kind of their own worst enemy right there. 3rd and 15 for Southmoore. Actually, more like 3rd and 13. Ball's around the 3, and they're going to need the 16 for the first down. Snap to Gilbert. He's going to hand to the right side. Gaines doesn't have an awful lot. He didn't gain much. He got about a yard. That'll take him to the 4-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down right there. So the second-team Union defense, most of the second team, still playing really hard and playing very well. Now we see the offense turned up a little bit.
That's what coaches talk about. You don't want to drop off from the first unit to the second unit, and I think the twos all around are playing pretty well tonight.
Once again, the guy who's busiest tonight for Southmoore, Brian Shamali, the big punter, 5'11", 252 pounds. He's a tight end and a defensive lineman, but he's also the kicker tonight. And he's going to be really close to the back of that end zone. Jack Sestak now standing at the 31-yard line of Southmoore to return this kick. There's the snap. The kick is high and really short. Came off the side of his foot. It's going to go well out of bounds. They probably should mark that ball back around the – well, they're going to mark it at the 25. Are you kidding me? No, now he's walking down. That should probably be around the 14 or the 13.
Yeah.
And he's going to stop at the 21, and I think that's really gracious.
Yeah.
That ball looked like it landed out of bounds around the 26, which means it crossed out of bounds well before that.
Got to be.
Well, they'll mark it at the 21, and the Redskins will have, as you can see, pretty doggone good first half or first down field position. They already lead 35-0 with 1:53 to go here in this first half.
You got some.
Once again, Fisher will ring him out. Alex Fisher. Keith Dorsey again will be the running back. Cade Farquhar will be in at one of the receiver positions. The other receiver is going to be Kylan Tucker. Handoff up the middle to Dorsey, and he's not going to get anything. Keith got pounded right away. Tackling there by Jared Spaulding, and they're going to have to work out the second-team offensive line and make a little bit more room in there. And there's a lot of second-teamers in there, 2nd and 10.
Make some adjustments. It's like, again, try to simulate that game speed. It's different, I'll tell you that.
We're going to have 3 receivers to the right side. Now they will split Grant Heiser, the tight end, out that way. Now another receiver, that is Mario Werner, is going to go to the far side. So it'll be 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Fisher in the shotgun. Dorsey to his right. Tyler straight back. He's going to have to hurry. Throws it out to Dorsey to the right side. Keith makes the catch at the 20. Cuts back to the 15. Keith at the 5, and he falls down. Oh, Keith Dorsey made the cutback around the 7 and had the end zone and just fell. He's going to be down around the 3-yard line. That's still good for his 18 for number 5, and maybe he'll have a chance to score. 1st and goal, Redskins leading 35-0 with 1:08 to go in the first half.
Second time you just called a screen. It's been productive every time.
It was a nice catch, too, because the ball was thrown a little bit too far. 1 receiver to either side, double tight ends, and a slot. Fisher in the shotgun. Once again, Dorsey the setback. Hands to Keith, and he's going to dance in easily into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Attempted a tackle right at the goal line by Andre Bellows, but it didn't matter by that time. And number 5 makes it 41-0 Redskins, and that's a little better.
Yeah. Starting to see some old linemen start to gel together, learn how to play next to each other, and got some good movement on that goal line stand.
So once again, Noah Rauschenberg. Nope, we're actually going to go. Is that Noah? No, it is Noah. All right. I'm telling you, for an old man, those jerseys are hard to read from up here. You've got red numbers on a dark gray jersey.
They look good down there, that's for sure.
I'm sure they look nice down there. From up here, they're a nightmare. There's the snap, there's the hold, there's the kick, and it's up and it's good. I can see that. Maybe it's the gray.
You can open your account online, fast and easy. And when you use your school pride debit card, we donate
it's
to
really
schools.
hard. I mean, back when those old when Central Florida wore those
With
light
approved
yellow
credit,
jerseys,
annual percentage
had
yield for
white
dividend
numbers.
bearing accounts is 0.20% as of
see anything.
7/1/17.
Oh, we couldn't see
Checking
anything.
account must be opened by 10/31/17.
Bruce would complain
Bonus
endlessly, and he
requirements must be
had a
met
right. I
within 60
mean,
business days of
without
account
binoculars,
opening.
you
Some
could tell.
restrictions
Now
apply.
these from
Federally
here
insured by
look great.
NCUA.
Yeah.
But that's when the numbers are looking at you when
I
you're
have played on
sideways.
winning
Exactly.
teams my entire career.
And even
now
on the
I'm
shoulder,
on a winning
you can't.
team at
Those
State Farm
numbers are so
Insurance.
small.
Yep.
For the first 50 listeners who stop by my
I like
office
them, though, and I love
Monday
the white
through
helmet.
Friday
Oh,
from
yeah.
8:30 to 5:30, and let us
And
give
the white
you a
helmet
free
used to
quote,
be
we will
kind of
give
a-
you a free
I don't
$10
know.
gift
Well,
card to Texas Roadhouse.
'cause
It's
of,
literally that easy.
the
Call
coach
today
before
and
Coach
ask
Fred
me
came
about getting
around,
your free
it was
Texas
kind of a-
Roadhouse
Oh,
gift
trust me,
card
I
at
know.
We gotta get rid of that.
I was here.
I do like the white.
Or
I
stop
do.
by our
It's
office
a
at 81st
change.
and 129th. We
I like
look
the all
forward to
white.
meeting you.
Yeah.
Never miss a moment of
I was
Union
here.
High School football. Download the KRMG app now. Available for Apple and Android.
Domination. That's the only word you can use for what Union is putting on Southmoore tonight, leading now 42-0 after a three-play 21-yard drive. Took a minute 3. Keith Dorsey with the touchdown run of 3 yards. Kickoff goes deep to Southmoore, and they're going to bring it out to the 25 to the 27-yard line. That was Trevor Eilenberger, who's been pretty good tonight for Southmoore. And they'll have some of their better starting field position around their own 28-yard line. 43 seconds to go first half. 42-0 Union. And if there is any talk of it, and there should be a running clock in the second half here. Oklahoma doesn't have per se a mercy rule, but coaches can get together and agree to run the clock. And Brian, it's not that everybody wants to go home early. It's that the team on the other side doesn't need to be here an extra 30 or 45 minutes just getting beat up.
Exactly. You know, Union outnumbers their team by a lot, and, you know, it's also a matter of safety. You know, the more plays you play, the better risk you are getting hurt. And
First and 10 for Southmoore, their own 28-yard line, but they trail 42-0. Bringing them up once again, their quarterback, Gilbert. He's going to hand to Gaines right side. Gaines has got some room across the 30, 35-yard line. He'll go across the 40 before he's taken down there. That's going to be a gain of about 12. And it was Sean DeBose who was able to bring him down, the young safety. You're going to hear a lot of different names now as Union's run a lot of different players out there. So Southmoore will move it to the 41-yard line. And here's where your first-team defense is over yelling, "Stop him!
Yeah.
Stop him!"
give us
27 seconds to go in this half. 42-0 Union. First down now for Southmoore. Gilbert brings him back up once again. Gaines to his left. He dropped the snap. Now Gilbert picks it up, and he'll go forward for about no gain. Several Redskins in there, including the front part of that defensive line. And Nathan Raper is still out there. Actually, is that Nathan? Yep, it is still Nathan Raper out there. So they have a mix of first and second teamers out there. Loss of one, and that will run the clock out.
Yep.
So we're at the half, and mercifully at the half, as Union is taking it to Southmoore, leading by a score of 42-0. We'll be back with our halftime, including a look ahead at another sport for Union. Let's see how basketball is going to be. Doc will do that with the head coach of the Union boys basketball team, Rudy Garcia, at the half. This is Union football on KRMG.
It goes beyond paint and
Can I do 3?
precision and pride.
Thank you, sir.
We'll come back and talk a little bit about the first
from
half.
helping
I'll
with
throw it to
insurance
the break,
to making your wrecked
for about
car
15 minutes.
not only look
Because
new,
Doc will
but
do the
drive
interview.
new
We'll
is
take it down
nothing
to
short
about
of
1 or 0
incredible.
o'clock.
Action
Just
Auto
no matter what,
Collision
they
is a
always put the
proud
tube back up
sponsor
there.
of Union High School
So you'll
football.
have, and there's
Action
Jimmy
Auto
Popcorn,
Collision,
sodas,
just
candy
south
out
of
there. You're welcome
51st
to
and
wander
Burnett.
around.
For exceptional
Go out
service,
and
call
glad hands sign out of that.
918-252-0411. Action Auto Collision.
You don't know how I've been longing for Doc to get to halftime.
Robert Palmer,
Yes, I
president
do.
of RP Funding.
And I know
If you're
why.
looking to make
officers for the High Steppers are Junior Lieutenants Emma Borgelt, Alyssa Catlett, and Melanie Park. Captain Anna Parks. They are under the direction of Megan Newman and Megan Maddox. Once again, your Union Varsity High Steppers.
It started with a whisper, and that was when I kissed her, and then she made my lips hurt. I could hear the chit chat, take me to your lunch chat. Mama's always got a backtrack when everybody talks back. Never thought I'd live to see the day.
Your Union High Steppers. High Stepper of the Week is Kaylee Bradshaw.
Guys out late, you know they're going to put two back up. You can go
I treat
all the
patients
way
with
2-0.
osteoporosis and other problems, especially ones that cause back pain. When we think about osteoporosis or low
I'm
bone
guessing
disease,
running
a lot of
clock
times
in the
we
second half. I'll try to find out.
Yeah, I would think so.
Thanks to our friends at Fasciano's, the U-Hype crew is here to hype you up with a free t-shirt. Redskin fans, who wants a t-shirt? Thanks to our friends at Autocraft Collision Repair, where the mark of a good body shop is no mark at all.
Where it began, I can't begin to know him, but then I know it's growing strong. Wasn't the spring, and spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe there never was, but now look at the night, and it don't seem so
Our
lonely.
preseason work, trying to get them in shape and things. And then October 1, we could actually start practice. And then November 1 is when we can actually start scrimmaging. So as you get closer, the kids are starting to get excited. Coaches are getting excited because you get tired of practicing, beating up on each other. So we got Edison coming in on November 2nd, and then Edmond Memorial will be here on November the 7th. And then we got a few more on the road. But, you know, we're excited about this season. Every year is a new challenge. We got some new players and some new guys to put out there. And I think people, if they'd come out and watch us, would be excited and impressed by what those kids can do on the floor.
I'm impressed by who you're scrimmaging. You don't try to take it easy on yourself. Though Michael Parrish always has a good team over at Edison, and then Edmond Memorial's legendary.
Yeah, you know, we try to challenge our guys in the scrimmage season, and it's real important for us this year. We got a lot of new guys, some seniors and some juniors. It's their first time to be the guys, and so it's important for us to challenge them and see how they're going to respond against quality opponents and know what we need to work on going forward and to get to our season. But, you know, like I said, we like to challenge our teams in the preseason because it's just going to make us better in the end.
Well, we won't look out there and see a Chagua or a Rodriguez, but we still have Mo Garcia, who, of course, is your son. And tell us what Mo is short for.
You know, Mo is a four-year starter, going to be a four-year starter for us, and we've not had many of those since I've been here. And, you know, he's just Mo's kind of the glue guy for us, does a lot of different things. We ask a lot of him, be a leader for us, shoot the basketball, and get everybody where they need to be. He's the vocal guy out there. He's the guy that the kids look to. You know, he's the one with the experience, and I think he's looking forward to having a great season for us, and I think he will. You know, he's kind of, like you said, we had Ethan and Adrian, so he kind of played that third fiddle there, but I guess it's his time and Mekhi McCorder's time to be the guys to shine. And so we think those two got a chance to have great seasons for us, and right now it looks like in the preseason with what they're doing that we're going to see some good things out of them.
Tell people what Mo is not his actual name. It's a shortened part of his name. Tell people what his real name is.
Well, his real name's Modesto, and his middle name's Rudy after me, but it's a family name. He's a fourth generation Modesto, so, you know, I know when he was born, the wife was like, I don't know about Modesto, but, you know, it's like I said, it's a family name. We wanted to keep that legacy going, and, you know, I'm proud of him and the way he carries himself to represent the name, the family name and things. He's not only a I know he's my son. I don't like to brag on him, but he's not only just a good basketball player, but just a good leader in the school, and does a lot in leadership, representing the school in the right way.
I usually have a player that I give his full name at least once a game. I always said Jared Chase Hartzler instead of JC. Mo might be the guy this year. In baseball, it was Tressler William Way. But anyway, he is good, and I know exciting. You're always excited with the kids you coach, but having your son as a senior, it's got to be a very special year for you.
And it is. It's a special year. We're looking forward to having him one more time, but then it's sad because I won't have him after this year, and that as a dad, you want to see him succeed, and I've enjoyed having the opportunity to coach him and for him to be coachable and do the things that I've asked him to do. So on one end, like I said, we're excited because it's his senior year and he's getting ready to move on to the next chapter in his life. But then again, losing him and not having him around anymore, because I'm gonna wake up and go to school next year and practice, and I'm gonna say, "Where's Mo?" So I'm gonna miss him. Not just as a player, but he's my son. And he's special.
Has he committed for college yet?
He has not yet, and so he's had a lot of interest from Air Force, and so we'll see what happens. But right now he didn't get to play this summer. He was injured for the summer, so I think a lot of people forgot about him because he wasn't out on the circuit playing, so people didn't get a chance to see him much this year for the summer. So this spring, this year, winter is going to be big for him to see what's going to be out there for him. But something's going to happen. If not, he's going to probably major in petroleum engineering. So whatever he decides to do, I think he's going to have some success at.
Well, you mentioned him, of course, and Micaiah McWhorter's a heck of a player.
Yeah, Micaiah's really come on for us. Like I said, we're expecting a lot of good things out of him. 6'3", 6'4" athlete, can shoot the ball. So again, another kid that we're going to rely on to do good things for us. And so he keeps maturing and growing as a player, as a leader in things. So with those two, if we can keep those two going, I think we got a good chance of having a lot of success this year.
Who are some guys that had a good amount of playing time last year as underclassmen that we can look for maybe something special from?
Well, Jordan Flood was the other one that played some last year, so I think he's going to have a good breakout year for us. Greg Hawkins, who was here as a freshman, came back. He's a senior this year. He's like 6'7" athlete. We got to get him to do some just fundamental basic stuff, and once we get him there, I think he's going to be a really good player for us, just rebounding, defending, blocking some shots. Kendall McVeigh's got a chance to be out there and do some good things for us. These are guys, like I mentioned earlier, seniors that now it's their time, and so hopefully, they're up to the challenge. But those are some of the main guys. Larry King's coming on as a junior, doing a lot of good stuff in the gym. Really works hard. Noah Brown, 6'4" player, very strong, physical. Has elevated his game, and we're really pleased with the progress that he's made. So those are probably the main guys that we're focusing on right now. We're going to add a few pieces with them, but like I said, that's that senior class that we've watched growing up and had a lot of success coming through. So I think they can continue it throughout this year.
Not to put any pressure on the younger guys, but do you have some coming out of like 9th and 10th grade that will fight for some playing time?
There's not really any 9th graders right now. I think, it's hard to say right now that the young ones are, they're young and they're just not real physically ready right now. And some parts of their game aren't ready, but you never know as the season goes, and it's a long season. Somebody may just all of a sudden show up, and that light may come on, and they may be able to be a contributor for us. And there are a few juniors, other guys that we think are right there. Ira Richardson, Quentin Harvey, Corey McGilvray, and some guys like that are right there, that if they can just take that next step, they'll have a chance to help us this year.
I want you to know, over the last off season, I have never passed up an opportunity to tell a couple of these football players I sure would like to see them out there, because they, we've got some kids. I wish they'd just all play all the sports, but I guess once you commit to major college, you're going to play one sport.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing. We thought a couple of those guys, C.J. Moore, Jordan Kelly, and some of those guys might come back out and play. They played in the past. I guess they've decided at this point that they're not going to play. We've asked them to play and things like that, so it's kind of up to them whether they want to or not. But if they, I think they could help us. Like you said, there are, we've had some athletes come out of football that are guys that have been big.
Tracy Moore didn't do bad for you.
Tracy Moore, Dominic Franks, guys like that have done really well for us. And they fill a void and do some things for us. And maybe they'll come out. Maybe near the end of the year they'll decide to change their mind or something. But like I said, there's a couple out there that probably could help us.
Well, it also starts up for real in December, and because of the size of our conference, you start playing games that matter really quick. And I just encourage people, come out to the UMAC. It's a great place to watch, a very comfortable place, lots of good seats, and a fun team to watch. So good luck this year.
All right, thank you. Hopefully those people will come out, and I think they'd be pleased with what they see.
Back up to Rick.
Thank you very much, Dr. Blevins. Union just now out to warm up here as they lead 42-0 over the Southmoore SaberCats. Rick Corey along with the folks in my crew. We've got Brian DeShane here tonight filling in for Zach Jones. Of course, you heard Doc on the sidelines. Richard and Jay Johns here with me as well. We've got the halftime stats, and they're not pretty if you're a Southmoore fan. We'll get to those in a moment. Union 42, Southmoore nothing. We're at the half. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Right now, when you open a new
lost a big part of their offense right there. They brought out Max Gilbert, a junior, 6'3", 195-pounder who had almost no experience, and they also brought in Donovan Gaines to run the ball. Now, Gaines has had some success with 105 yards during the year at about 4 yards a carry, but that's all they could have. One of the things we think will happen here in the second half is just a continuously running clock like arena football, and that's the right thing to do, especially for the Southmoore team. They didn't come here to necessarily be embarrassed. They're just trying to play football.
Yeah.
So they'll tee it up to kick it off. Southmoore will be kicking from left to right. Union will be back to receive. Jack Sestak again will be the guy back. He's going to be around the 12 or 15-yard line. Kicking off will be Ryan Huerta. He's a 5'7", 165-pounder, and that's one of the biggest things you see here, Brian. We've seen it on several players. It's just how much smaller Southmoore is.
Union's just, been known for it to have some big people, and just kind of a step ahead of Southmoore right now, and it really shows.
Huerta's going to pop this thing up short, and it's going to actually go out of bounds. I mean, well out of bounds. So that'll be a penalty, and that'll go right there at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Redskins will start. We'll see who comes out at quarterback. Of course, Tyler Fisher, finished that first half at quarterback, and it looks like Tyler's going to come back at that quarterback position. The ones are done for the night. Yeah. And one of the things we'll do here is we'll have Doc Blevins wander through the crowd here in this second half and see if he can't talk to some of the guys who haven't been out there. We haven't seen Landon Wood tonight. He had a slight injury, so he's been off the field. C.J. Moore's been gone for a while, Peyton Thompson, and see if we can't have Doc visit with some of those guys to talk about staying sharp. 1st and 10 for the Redskins at their own 35-yard line. Of course, we're just underway here in this third period. 42-0 Union is going to lead this thing. The running back is going to be Jalen Smith. The quarterback, once again, is going to be Tyler Fisher. 3 receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far. Fisher raises up and throws quickly to Logan on the near side, and he's going to be trapped for a loss. After taken down back around the 33-yard line. The guy making the tackle is Cameron Collins, so it'll be a loss of 1. We'll call it 2nd and 11.
You want to see these twos get on the same page and start executing some plays, not necessarily, go down and scoring. It's what you like to see, but want to get some reps and some game speed.
The last time Jalen Smith played in a situation like this on a Thursday night up at Moore, he was very impressive. So they handed it to 23. They may see some yards. 2nd and 11 for the Redskins, now at their own 34-yard line, just underway second half, 42-0 Union. Fisher once again in the shotgun. He has Smith to his right. He hands to Smith. Jalen bucks up inside and doesn't get a lot. He got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit beyond that. Jaron Spradlin hit him right there. They're going to call it no gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 11. Not much push. But now look at Southmoore. They're playing 1, 2, 5, 6. They've got 7 in the box. So
they're loading that box for sure, and they're slanting and twisting and trying to confuse this offensive line. So
two receivers to that far side for Union on this 3rd and 11 at their own 34. They need the 45 for the first down, and Southmoore runs off sides. Oh, yeah, the big linebacker, Jared Spradling, was trying to anticipate the snap count, and he guessed wrong. He was all the way back into the backfield. The ball wasn't snapped, so this will move it forward to around the 39-yard line, and we'll call it 3rd down now and about 7.
These are kind of the good 3rd downs that you want your twos to kind of practice, 3rd and manageables, things like that. Try and open up your playbook a little bit more.
Kylan Tucker will be the receiver on the near side, 2 receivers to that far side. The inside guy out there is Brontavious White. Farquhar is the outside receiver. Once again in the shotgun is Fisher. Moving to his left is Smith. He's going to fake to Smith. Nice block by Smith. Now Fisher's going to have to hurry. He's going to run it to his left, and he's going to just jump out of bounds at the 40. He got about a yard before Brian Shamali, who's punted about 9 times tonight, ran him out of bounds. That'll be a gain of 1, and it's going to be 4th down and 5 for Union.
Yeah, good job by Southmoore. Smelled that screen on 3rd down. Union's heard him past couple times on third and short, so good job by Southmoore defense.
Stephen Forbes will come on to be the kicker here. He's going to be standing around his own 25-yard line. Back deep is Trevor Eilenberger. He'll be around the 27-yard line for Southmoore. Forbes is waiting. Good snap. Forbes has it. Got some time. Puts the foot to it. Nice kick. Not going to turn over, but it's got some distance to it. It's going to land inside the 20 and keep bouncing. Tremendous bounce for Union. Now inside the 10, and it'll be down around the 8-yard line. So a nice job there by Stephen Forbes, and it's always nice to know you got another guy who can kick it.
Yeah. Kind of the theme for the game, get guys reps and see what they can do.
10:14 to go, 3rd period, 42-0. The Redskins lead, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Southmoore now. They may mark that up around the 9. We'll see what the officials are going to do. They have not yet put the ball down. They're walking, and they're guessing, and now the 9. So there we go. One guess is as good as another. 1st and 10 now for Southmoore at their own 9-yard line. Once again, the quarterback will be Gilbert. Donovan Gaines will be the running back set to his left. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. They'll hand off to the Gaines as he sweeps to the right, and he is stacked up in the line of scrimmage and actually behind the line of scrimmage. Nick Jones was one of the guys there. Nick caught him for maybe a yard loss, but they're going to give them forward progress back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
They ran that play in the first half. Nick Jones did a good job again, keeping outside contained and fighting off that block to make the tackle.
Seeing some other first-teamers still out there.
Yeah.
Isaiah McGuire's out there. Mason Gibbons is out there, too. So Union's mixing in some youth with the inexperience, or some experience with the inexperience, pardon me. 2nd and 10 for the SaberCats at their own 9, trailing 42-0, 9:39 to go, 3rd period. Gilbert will shift this time, Gaines to his left. That snap is errant and low, and there's a reason it was errant, and he weren't ready for it. So you'll hear the whistles, and the flags will come out, and that will be half the distance to the goal. Take it from the 9 to around the 4.5. Trey Thompson is dancing to the band around the 13-yard line. He apparently likes the drums.
Everybody feeling good for Union tonight.
Yeah, when you're up 42-0, it's a little bit easier, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty easy to be in a good mood, that's
so
for sure.
When you guys were up big in a game like this, when you were on the sidelines, what were you doing?
Well, you're always watching for your guys, you know, your buddies that you're practicing with every day, hoping they have success. And, you know, I was always paying attention to see if I could teach or, you know, just staying in the game. That was always the hard part, though.
Gilbert will hand off to Gaines. He's got a big hole. Gaines across the 15 up to the 17-yard line. Nice gain there. Nice blocking up front. Trey Thompson got an arm in there. So did Alex Davis for the final stop. That'll go to the 16-yard line. That's a really nice gain of about 13 yards. It'll bring up a very manageable 3rd and 3 for the SaberCats.
A big hole on that right side of that line. Starting to, you know, still got their ones in, and, you know, these twos got to kind of, like, again, game speed. Got to figure out how it's going to play.
See a couple of different guys out there. Tyler Carringer playing a little defensive line. 3rd and 3 now for Southmoore, trailing 42-0 here in this 3rd period. They're up their own 17, and they need the 19, and Union jumps off sides. That was Isaiah McGuire, but did he get pulled off sides?
Yeah.
They're going to say false start against Southmoore, and this will back them up. They had a very makeable 3rd and just over 2. This will make it a little more difficult. They'll mark it back at the 12-yard line, and now we're going to be looking at 3rd and a little over 7 for the SaberCats.
Shoot themselves in the foot. False starts are things that you just can't do to be successful.
8:27 and counting here, 3rd period, 42-0 Union. Max Gilbert, the quarterback, brings him back up. 2 receivers near side. That's the press box or the right side. 1 receiver far side. Gains the setback.
Got it.
Quarterback running to his right is chased and just runs out of time and throws it at the feet of one of his receivers. That was Jalen Johnson. He tried to get that ball to, and Union was all over that. Nothing happening there, and it'll be 4th down now, and about 7 yards to go.
Good job again, you know, keeping the intensity up. You can tell these coaches are coaching hard, and, you know, these players are flying around, and, you know, that's good outlook for the weeks to come.
That was Tyler Carringer who was running after him right there. Again, Adam Vermillion out there also playing some defensive line. And the kick, Brian Shamali, he's in his end zone once again. Jack Sestak will be standing inside the 40 of Southmoore, where Union has been all night long. There's the snap. He waits for it. This kick is going to turn over a little bit. Sestak's going to try to get players away from it. It's going to bounce across the split U and now into Union territory. So it's going to go from the black section of the split U all the way to the red section of the split U. And I think for maybe the 2nd time tonight, Union will start in their own side of the field. It'll be 1st and 10 Redskins right about the 49-yard line. 8 minutes to go, 3rd period. 42-0 Redskins. That 2nd team offense has scored 1 time. That happened late in the first half. And to my surprise, the clock has stopped.
Yeah.
Shocks me a little bit. Let's see if we're going to have a different quarterback. Nope, we will not. It will once again be number 15, Tyler Fisher. Looks like we might have Jeremiah Harding in at the running back spot. Not a big guy, but he can fly. 1st and 10 for the Redskins. Hand off to Harding as he comes to the near side. Gets a block on the outside at the 50, at the 45. Cuts back at the 35. Now at the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds around the 28-yard line. Final tackle in there by Cameron Collins, but that's a nice little scamper for Jeremiah Harding. He goes all the way down to around the 28. That's 29 yards and a 1st down.
Good job to seal that edge off the left side. I think it was Mark Henry with a block, put his guy on the ground.
1st and 10 for the Redskins now, up 42-0 with 7:40 to go here in this 3rd period and counting. Fisher brings him up. He's got 2 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Runtavius White is that man. Harding once again the single setback. Snap and hand off to Harding, and he's going to get swallowed up on the inside. Run blitz right there. It was Brian Shamali, the punter, who came around the corner and got him. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Allows to get some push up front, just, you know, that backside edge. They're coming down hard on that.
That was a run. I mean, he's coming from the outside. Now, that's a big guy to be in a stand-up position, but Shamali at 252 is doing just that. 3-man front for Southmoore, but they have really a stand-up in 2 linebackers, and the strong safety, or the star, if you will, is down as well. Second down and 12, now at their own 28 for Union. Back to throw is Fisher. Throws left side. Brontavious White makes the catch at the 20. Goes across that, down to just inside that, maybe the 17 or so yard line. Works Simpson with the tackle, and that's going to be really close to the first down. I think they're going to say it is a first down, so that's going to be 12 yards. They'll move the chains.
Good execution by these twos. They're moving down the field, getting a good drive together.
17-yard line of Southmoore now. 42-0 Redskins lead, trying to add to it. 6:40 to go, third period. They are taking a lot of time off the clock. Fisher taking his time with the call. 2 receivers to that far side. Again, the running back is little Jeremiah Harding, but again, he can scoot too. Fisher now looks to the right and mentions something to him. Now he sends Henry in motion from left to right. Hand off inside, and once again bringing the run blitz off the corner, and again, he got eaten up. Harding taken down by Shamali again off the outside, and if Union likes to run that screen, if you run that right there,
they're biting hard. They're outnumbering everyone to one side and just see if they can catch them before they cross that line of scrimmage.
And they've done it now a couple of times. That is a loss of 3, and it's going to be 2nd and 13 for the Redskins. Now at their own 20. Up 42-0, but trying to add to that with about 5.5 to go here in this third period. Fisher has the snap, straight back, looking toward the left, throwing. That ball's caught by Henry. He's going to go inside the 15. They'll knock him out at the 13-yard line. That's not quite the first down. Andre Bellows with the tackle, but that'll take him down, making this a 3rd down and maybe about 6. So that's a good 2nd down play.
Yeah. Put them in a good spot here, see if they can execute.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. The near side, of course, is Brontavious White. In the shotgun is Fisher. Harding to his right, Jeremiah Harding. Everyone looking to the sidelines now as they send that play in. Southmoore looking as well. 7 on the play clock. Fisher's going to have to hurry a little bit. Now skips back into the shotgun. Has the snap. Back to throw. He's going to fade this into the end zone left side. Brontavious White is out there, but it's knocked away at the last minute. White was open, but the ball floated a little more than he wanted it to. And that, once again, was Rourke Simpson who knocked it away. And so it's 4th down, and Union will attempt the field goal.
Tough job there. Those fade balls are always hard to throw, especially second team coming in. Probably a little rusty on those, but good work by that second unit.
Well, you obviously put air underneath a fade, but in that case, you want to go outside shoulder, and he threw that ball a little bit to the inside. So Noah Rauschenberg will come on to try add yet another field goal. Cade Brown will snap. Alex Davis counting his players to make sure he's there. He'll put the ball down just inside the 21-yard line. There's the snap in the hole. The kick is up, and the officials say it's good. So Mr. Automatic does it again, and with 5:15 to play in this third period, extending the lead to 45-0. Union Redskin football coming back on KRMG.
Subaru is Kelly Blue Book's
Want to keep up with Union athletics, news, schedules, and watch live streamed events? Check out the official app of the Union Redskins, presented by Classic Chevrolet. Available for free download in the App Store or on Google Play. The Union Schools Education Foundation invites you to the 2018 Night of Focus, presented by South Point Auto Mall, on Saturday, March 10th, 2018. Join the fun at the Cox Business Center as we raise money for our kids in our district. Early bird tickets go on sale in November. For more information, call 918-357-6014.
38-yard drive. Took him 2.5 minutes. The Noah Rauschenberg field goal from 31 yards makes it 45-0 Union over Southmoore. Rick Corey, Brian DeShane. Got Doc Blevins down on the field. Richard and Jay Johns. 5:15 to play here in this third period. And Rauschenberg will kick off one more time. He's actually put 1 in the field to play tonight. This one will not be. It's going to go deep and out the back of the end zone. So once again, Southmoore will start from their own 20. And the one time he put it in the field to play, they actually lost yardage and started at their own 16. So this one probably a little better for them to start at their own 20-yard line. Taking a look out there at some of the guys who are going to come out here to play. See Alex Harris. C.J. Harris is still out there. I'm taking a look at Mason Gibbons, Josh Peoples. Still have Isaiah McGuire. Let's see, who else are we looking at? Trying to get everybody's name in here. Jaquan Sanders is going to play a little corner. Trey Thompson is still out there. Dawson Prock playing some linebacker as well.
Bunch of new guys. 1st
and 10 once again now for Southmoore. Gilbert is going to hand off to Gaines. Gaines on the right side's got a bit of a hole, crosses the 25, almost to the 30, and he might have got the 30. And they might have him, they're going to give him the 30-yard line and a first down, a good first down run of 10. And that'll move the chains for Southmoore.
Still positive for Union. You're seeing these guys fly to the football. That's what you want to see. That's what you go back and watch film and make sure everything's working right.
Dawson Prock made that final tackle. 5 minutes to play and counting here in the third. 45-0 Union. Once again, here comes Southmoore. Quarterback Gilbert will have one Gaines set behind him. Now Gaines shifts to the left. 3 receivers, 2 to that far side. Hand off to Gaines, left side again, and he plows forward over that left side. Got a gain of about 3 before Trey Thompson and several of the defensive front grabbed him and shoved him backwards. So they'll give him 3 to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7. All right, Brad, I want you to explain a concept that people don't understand.
Yeah.
When you hear the term zone blocking, what does it mean?
It's kind of self-explanatory. It is a zone blocking. You're going to block to a zone. You're going to there's front side and back side. You're establishing which linebackers you're going to. You're not necessarily having a man. You're working to a zone, through a man, and it's what's hot right now. It's the offense that it's really productive. I ran it for 8 years, 4 years of high school, 4 years of college. So it's using gaps and schemes to your advantage, and seeing a lot of teams run it right now.
Max Gilbert takes the snap and goes off the left side for a gain of about 1. He'll take it to the 34-yard line, making it 3rd down and about 6. So in that situation, explain if you've got a linebacker and you've got a tackle, say, on your inside, and that is your zone. Where does that good zone go from where to where?
Well, it all depends on the play. It depends on formation too. If you got you're working play side with your inside lineman, you're working through your technique to the linebacker. It's opening gaps and trying to create gaps for those running backs to get through.
On 3rd down, Southmoore throws. That ball goes to the right side to Ty Bartley, but he drops it. Union did pop him once good right as he caught the football, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. I know for most people, when you say zone blocking, it makes sense, and I know what it is too.
Yeah.
But as a guy watching, many times a fan will see maybe you step around the guy to go to that linebacker, and they think you missed your block, and that wasn't the case at all.
Yeah, there's you have your rules, you have your schemes. You apply your rules to how the defense lines up, and just see if you can execute those blocks.
Guy coming on to kick once again is Brian Shamali. He'll be standing around his 20-yard line. The snap aside made a really athletic catch to get that thing. He kicked it, very short. It's going to land at the 45 and take a bounce toward a Union player. Gets up and gets out of the way. He'll bounce across the 50 and go down to around the 46-yard line. So he kicked that thing from the 33 to the 46. So not an awful lot right there. A 21-yard punt, but there is no return, and Union will take the football 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Now you start wondering if you'll even see deeper into this roster.
Yeah.
Of course, traditionally, Union and Jinx and Owasso or Broken Arrow, they may dress as many as 100 people on a home game, and that may sound like a lot, which that makes the locker room an interesting place.
Oh, absolutely. Many guys and many lockers.
They're going to bring him back out once again with Fisher. The running back this time looks like it's going to be once again Jalen Smith. 1st and 10 Redskins at their own 46-yard line. Fisher hands off to Jalen on the right side. He's going to cut it to the outside. Stiff arms one man at the 45 at the 50 across midfield. Flag is down. He's going to get down to around the 46-yard line, but that is certainly thrown where you're going to see holding.
Yeah.
I think that one will come back.
Come to me when you get a chance.
Sometimes there's a reason you get the ads. Down to the field and Doc Blevins. Doc?
Hey, that last field goal by Noah Rauschenberg was his 23rd, making him with a season and a half left to play, the career field goal leader at Union High School.
He's going to put enough of those on the field if he stays healthy that record may never be broken.
Probably never. That's impressive.
It is really unusual for a kicker to play as a freshman and be really good. Now, guys like Tress played, but they had not as many, the offenses were good, but maybe not as many opportunities, and maybe not quite as effective.
For sure.
As you mentioned, Tress Way, the former Redskin, who's now a Redskin again with Washington, and a captain, just signed a brand new deal. It's going to pay him a few zeros.
Yep. Not bad. Not bad.
Brian's asking him to share.
Yeah,
First
exactly.
and 15 for the Redskins at their own 41-yard line, up 45-0 with 2:46 to go in this third period. Fisher has the snap, fires left side. The ball is caught by Logan. Jumps around a guy at the 50. Logan at the 45, at the 40, 35, 30. Ettrick to the 20. Ettrick to the 15, to the 10.
Nice
He's dragged
play.
out of bounds at the 8-yard line. Ettrick Logan. Rourke Simpson made the saving tackle, but number 16 spun to the outside. He went 49 yards, and the Redskins are knocking at the door, first and goal.
Explosive plays. That's what you want to see, especially these twos, man. That's some good experience for that kid.
Well, and Ettrick has played some with the ones, and you saw when he spun outside like that he could certainly run.
Getting depth is always something that you need.
Now we'll put the ball at the 7-yard line of Southmoore. First and 10 Redskins trying to add to their 45-0 lead with 2:20 to go here in this third period. Pardon me, don't say first, Rick. Tyler Fisher at quarterback is going to hand off inside and swallowed up right away. That was Jalen Smith. Corey Callens is the guy who made that tackle, and he may have lost another yard. We'll move it back to the 8, call it second and goal there. But Jalen Smith in the uniform looks a lot like Boone, and I mean, all these running backs were the same size, and they're wearing similar numbers. And that big dark gray jersey, it's almost hard to tell.
Yeah. Impressive few running backs they've got this year.
They really are. There's no question. And, of course,
usually it's been one or, two, but not, a handful.
And if Kevion Cooper was still around, it'd be even more so.
Absolutely.
Union's going to get called for movement right there. They're trying to hand the ball to Ettrick Logan on a little jet sweep, but there was movement in that offensive line. That'll cost them 5 more. And when you're looking for something that you want on film, you're finding it now.
Oh, absolutely.
Last thing coaches want is a team to be sloppy.
Yeah.
So that's going to move it now back to the 13-yard line. Redskins were at about the 7 not long ago. Now they've got second and goal from the 13. Fisher will send 2 receivers to the far side. Farquhar is the outside man there. Kylan Tucker, the inside man. Heiser will be lined up as a tight end, kind of split to the left. The man outside him is Kylan Tucker. Running back once again will be Jalen Smith. Fisher wants to throw to the middle of the field. That ball is just off the hands. Just off the hands of Farquhar. Farquhar made a nice break to the inside, but the ball was thrown too far. The flag comes down right back by Fisher, and I think that's going to be a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, I think so.
Randy Jeffers is our referee, the man in the white hat.
It's good to see these, you don't want to get in these situations, but it's good to see these twos in these situations, how they react. How can they handle, third and longs, second and longs, things like that.
A little adversity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because that is a personal foul penalty, that'll be a first down for the Redskins. Yeah. So that'll take the ball to the 6-yard line. So they're back about where they started, first and goal from the 6. 1:18 to go here in this third period, 45-0 the Redskins lead. Fisher in the group look to the sidelines. Grant Heiser, the tight end, is going to be short slot here to the left. He's lined up right behind the big offensive tackle. When I say big, Alonzo Castro is big.
He's moving well, too. I like this second unit. They're able to get the edge on a couple plays.
In the shotgun. Going to hand off to Jalen, and he's going to be swallowed up for another loss. That one's going to be a loss of about 2. Just nowhere to run tonight so far.
Well, dialing up a lot of run blitzes, Southmoore, as they're saying that, hey, I'm going to stack the box. I'm going to make you throw it.
And that's exactly what Fisher was trying to do in the last one when he just missed Farquhar. Yeah. Second and goal now back from the 9. They're going to say that's a 3-yard loss, and the Redskins again will let the clock tick as much as it possibly can.
Yeah.
15 on the play clock, and they're not in a hurry to make this call. Heiser, the tight end, goes to the right side, the far side. He's going to split just outside that tackle. 2 receivers out to the far side, including Logan. 1 to the near side. Running back once again is Jalen Smith. Fisher back to throw. Going to that left side of the end zone. That ball is dropped. He hit right in the hands Kylan Tucker at about the 4, and Tucker just could not hang on. He dropped it, and it'll be third and goal.
That was a good job up front. They slid away from the blitz, but the quarterback knew he was hot and got rid of it on time. Just got to make that play. Got to finish it.
31 seconds to go, third period, 45-0 Redskins lead. They've got third and goal from the 9 of Southmoore.
These slow play calls are tough on the O-lineman because you're in your stance just a little bit longer.
It is tough. Fisher has the snap. Here comes the blitz. He's going to try to run the screen. He gets it out to Jalen, but he can't hold it. It's a great call at the right time, but he could not quite execute it. Jalen Smith couldn't hang on, and it's 4th down. And again, Noah Rauschenberg will trot on and continue to add to a record.
Yeah. Second group always evaluated. Always, coaches are always evaluating you, especially even ones. I mean, I guarantee you these coaches are paying attention to how these ones are acting on the sideline, see if they're teaching or if they're in the game, and you got to be able to execute for depth for the end of this year.
You know, and if you're a 2-ish 3, this is your chance to prove you should be the next guy up.
Absolutely. Even if you're a young guy, even if you're a senior, you know that these coaches need to know that they can count on you.
Rauschenberg puts the foot to the ball, and he might have missed this one. Did he? No, he got it in there.
Wow.
That ball was chipped, and it looked like it might go to the right of the upright, the right side upright, but it did not. It goes through, so the snap good, hold good, the kick's good. With 22 seconds to go in the third period, it's now 48-0 Union. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
I'm Jim Evinger.
The Union Athletic Department, Union Football Booster Club, and the Mama Skins would like to thank the following businesses for their contribution to Union Redskins football: Shipman Photography, Abuelos, Fox Cleaners, Dean Atchison, David Fisher, and Jimmy's Egg.
Buick GMC Studios, KRMG FS Sand Springs, KRMG Tulsa.
Steely Dan was here not that long ago. Redskins football on KRMG at Union Tuttle Stadium. It is now 48-0. The Redskins over Southmoore. Noah Rauschenberg kicks off into the end zone for a touchback. And down on the field, Doc Blevins has got a guy who's going to play his college football in Stillwater.
Yes, we got a guy that broke a record tonight, C.J. Moore. What does it feel like? You know, Michael Johnson's one of the biggest names in the history of this program, and you just blew away his record.
It feels great. I was given the talent to do something. I just took my talent, used it to the best I could, made plays when people thought I couldn't, made plays when I thought I couldn't. It just feels good because all the coaches are coming up to me, telling me like congratulations and you deserve it and everything. And the main thing is I just want to leave my legacy. And tonight I feel like I left my legacy.
I think you absolutely did. Thanks for being with me.
No problem.
Nice job, Doc Blevins. It is nice to hear C.J. Moore give a little credit there. 12 seconds to go in this first half, and the handoff from Southmoore goes left side to Gaines. He's going to go forward to around the 27-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3, and the clock will tick to 0 at the end of this third period. So we've got 1 quarter to go, and the outcome is not in doubt. 48-0 Union leads Southmoore. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
For 100 nights, and if it's not the best sleep you've ever had, we'll pick it up and give you your money back. Go to helixsleep.com/talkradio right now, and we'll give you $50 towards your custom mattress. That's helixsleep.com/talkradio.
10 Gym Fitness Center's open house today. Final day for the nickel and dime sale.
Rick, are you aware that Brock Henry is the little brother of Alec Henry?
Yes. Free exciting Zumba, yoga, boot camp, and kickboxing. Available childcare, Wi-Fi, large free weight areas, open 24 hours, and tanning. Bring a guest for free every day, every time. 10 Gym open house today. Join 10 Gym Preferred for only a nickel, only 5 cents, plus your first month is free. Pay nothing till after Thanksgiving. 10 Gym Basic, $10 a month, no contract. Only $10 a month, no contract.
Join 10 Gym for only a nickel plus your first.
You want a radio or straight to music?
Music. For Thanksgiving. Join 10gym.com or visit any 10 Gym open house today.
10 seconds.
Nickel and dime sale. Last chance to join 10 Gym for only a nickel, only 5 cents. Plus your first month is free. Pay nothing till after Thanksgiving ends at midnight.
3rd and 5 for Southmoore at their own 25-yard line as we return to begin the fourth period. False start there on Southmoore. Gilbert had the snap and looked like he might be handing to Donovan Gaines, but they'll lose 5 yards. 48-0 Redskins over Southmoore as we begin this fourth period. Rick Corey along with Brian DeShane filling in tonight for Zach Jones, who's on vacation. Doc Levin's down on the field. And, of course, Jay and Richard Johns. You like that? Jay, your name came first. I'll expect that $5 check in a minute. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 now for Southmoore at their own 20-yard line. Yeah, one thing happens up here in the Bryan. We realize it's a game. We try to have fun with it.
Hey, I like it. It's a fun game.
Nothing better. Donovan Gaines brings him, or pardon me, Max Gilbert brings him back to the line of scrimmage. Gaines set behind him. 3rd and 10 for Southmoore. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. That's the right side. Back to throw, and the throws to the left side is complete. Gilbert knocks that ball in there to Corbin Padgett. That's going to be a gain of about 6. Not enough for the first down, though. Pardon me, tackled by Jaquan, or by M.J. Smith. And it's going to be 4th down now at about 4 for Southmoore.
Good job again, getting some new guys in there, executing.
That was really a pretty good ball by Max Gilbert.
Yeah, it was.
He spun that thing in there.
It was.
Brian Shamali is on for kick number, I think this is 9 punts, I believe, tonight.
A lot of work for the big man. Kind of like the big punter.
12. This is punt number 12. I must have blacked out in there for a couple of those.
Been so many of them.
He's standing back around his 17. Got the foot into that one. That's
that was
a
a
nice
good one.
little kick. And the ball is back and caught. That was Brandon Higgs who made that nice fair catch. Good job, Brandon.
As a fellow ex-big guy, got love for the big punter, for sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So the ball will be caught at the 42-yard line, and Higgs just saved Union probably 15 yards where that thing was spinning. All right, so I remember once on the road, you have to remember if you're listening that I did all Brian's games at Union, then I did all Brian's games at TU.
Yep.
So we were together for, 7 or 8 years. I remember when you signed or when you committed to TU, your dad caught me leaving the stadium one day here, and he said, hey, we're going to be with you for another 4 years.
Yep.
And I remember Todd Graham, when he was the head coach at TU, a couple of times when we would go walk through, he'd have the punt drill when he had offensive and defensive linemen catching punts.
Yep.
And the winner got to eat first.
Yep.
Did you ever catch one of those?
I did.
You did?
I did, yeah. We actually would practice on Thursdays, punting and catching. And that was we'd have kind of a running bet about who could catch, who couldn't. And I caught a couple of them. Pretty proud to say that.
And it was always interesting because it was always who got to go to dinner
that
night.
That
night first.
Being in first to line to eat on Friday night meals is a very important thing in the O-line room.
First down throw goes to the left side for Union, completed to Mario Werner, and that's going to be a gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 now from their own 43-yard line. 9:54 to play in this game. 48-0 Redskins lead. Fisher brings him back to the line of scrimmage. Heiser goes in motion from left to right. Going to hand off to the young running back who's just taken down back on the 35-yard line. Jared Spaulding was the guy who made that tackle, and there was really no room at all right there for Jeremiah Harding. That's going to be a loss of about 6, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 15. Ball now at the 37 of Union.
Got to be able to see that linebacker walked up in there. They got to be able to see that. Makes it easier on the O-lineman because he's right next to you instead of having to work to him. But the second group starting to, get their feet wet, kind of understand the game speed.
3rd down and 15 for Union. Now at their own 37. They'll need the 48 for the first down. Fisher rolls to his right. Fires, and that ball is caught at the 48-yard line and skipping forward out of bounds. That was taken by Mario Werner. A nice throw and a good catch by Mario. Coverage over there was by Rourke Simpson, but it wasn't enough. And on a 3rd down and 15, Union gets 15, and that's going to be a first down.
I like to call it moving the pocket, getting the quarterback outside the zone, trying to create angles, and good route by that inside receiver.
So it'll be 3 receivers, 1 to the near side, 2 to the far. Again, the running back is Jeremiah Harding. Now to the right side of Fisher in the shotgun. 1st and 10 Union at the 48 of Southmoore. Snap to Fisher. Throws quickly to the left side. That ball caught once again, but this time it's going to be a loss of about 4. Going really high to catch it again was Werner, and as soon as he got it, Davion Wilmot just whacked him in the head. That'll be a loss of about 3. They'll take it back to the 49 of Union. We'll call it 2nd and 13.
It's a tough throw for that quarterback to be at the far hash and throwing it all the way to the field. That's asking for trouble.
Yeah, and it's a lot further than it looks.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
48-0 Union, 8:27 to play here in this third period. Taking their time with the clock, 9 on the play clock as Fisher brings them up. Receiver to the near side is Hunter Arnett. 2 to the far side. Handoff inside to Harding, and he got smoked. Oh, Jeremiah Harding saw big old Jared Spradley just come flying free inside. Another loss of 2. Now we're looking at 3rd down and 17, and Harding's got to be asking, hey, who's supposed to block him?
Yeah, 44 is just picking where he wants to go. I think this coach just says, hey, go, make plays.
So you ever had a running back after a play like that turn to you and say, hey, block that guy?
Oh, yeah. Many times, and then we tried to, and then we did. So you always listen to your running back, that's for sure.
I would imagine so. 3rd and 17 for Union at their own 45-yard line. They need the 38 of Southmoore for the first down. 7:40 to play in this game, 48-0 Redskins. Fisher has the snap, throws it out to the right side to Harding. Jeremiah tries to get around one, but he's not going to go very far. And once again, it was big Jared Spradling in there on that tackle. He got a few yards, maybe about 3. We'll move it up to around the 41, 42-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
It's good as a Southmoore coach to see 44 still flying around. You know, he's been in there all game, and you know it's got to be tough to, you know, look up that scoreboard and see that score. But he's still flying around.
Stephen Forbes on to kick this ball away. Had a very nice first punt. He's standing back around his 28-yard line. Trevor Eilenberger is going to be back around Union's 26-yard line. Pardon me, Southmore's 26-yard line, and see if he can field this thing. Once again, Stefan puts a nice kick into it. It's going to hit and roll. This one's going to go sideways, though, and go out of bounds around the 27-yard line. Still no return, so that's not a bad punt when it comes to net. And with 7 minutes to go in this game, trailing 48-0, Southmoore will have another chance. So what's the funniest thing a running back has ever said to you during a game?
Funniest? Oh, man. Tell you the truth, a lot of the running backs I played with were either yelling at me or they weren't saying anything to me. So
who was the most vocal?
Jeremy Smith played here and then played at OSU. He was he'd let you know if you're doing what we're supposed to be doing. I was kind of the one that had to kind of calm him down a little bit, but he listened to me, so I kind of had to pull him off some people sometimes. But he's pretty vocal. 1st
and 10, Southmoore now at their own 28-yard line, trailing 48-0. Gilbert will hand off to Gaines again. And Gaines has been the solid guy in the second half, and he got him maybe a yard. We'll give him the 29-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 9.
One thing I noticed with this Union defense is tackling really well. Not a lot of missed tackles, not a lot of ankles.
Yep.
Ankle tackles doing well.
That was Darren Bacek right there. You still got some of the big guys up front. Again, Isaiah McGuire, Mason Gibbons getting really good work here tonight.
Yeah. I'm surprised, too, you know, talking about depth, is they've got some size on both, 2, almost 3 defensive lines. That's something that can come in handy later in the year when playoffs come.
M.J. Smith playing a little safety right here for Union. 2nd and 9, Gilbert. Hand off once again. No, Gilbert keeps it, and he's going to run to his left. And, he got folded up.
Ouch.
Gilbert got folded backwards right there by that front of that defense. I hope he does get up all right. Josh Peoples is the guy who jumped in there. Let's see if we can identify some more of the guys that are out there that don't normally get a chance to play an awful lot. Davion Palmer is out there. We're seeing, again, Josh Peoples. We just mentioned him. Trying to pick the corners. Alex Davis is there. Playing at the safety position right now is Grant Crooms. Let me see, make sure we get all these players' names mentioned. See the coach's son, Josh Frederick, playing a little linebacker too. 3rd down and 8 for Southmoore from their own 28-yard line, rolling right and throwing to the right and that's a nice play right there by Gilbert. He throws it to Ty Bartley and he makes the catch, but he didn't get much. About 2 yards, and it's going to be 4th down and 5 now for Southmoore.
It's a good open field tackle.
Guy, it was Jaquan Sanders who made that hit. Yeah. David Romero is going to come in to return this punt or to at least catch it. And the 13th kick of the night for Brian Shamali. He'll stand back around his 17-yard line, and he may make a pitch to his coach for being player of the game.
Got to be. He had the most work.
Very wide spread on this punt. There's the snap to Shamali. He waits, kicks it, and it's a very low spinner.
Just trying to play the roll.
Hit around the 40-yard line. It's going to roll down to Union's 40, down inside that to the 38, and they'll down to the right about there. So with 4:56 to play in the game, leading 48-0, the Redskins will have one more shot at least on offense. Yeah. Wondering if they'll run even a third quarterback out there. But, you know, Fisher really needs that work. If anything were to happen, you need that guy to have some.
Beginning of the year, maybe, getting as many people. But now, middle of the season, end of the season, really need a solid number 2 quarterback. And, a solid number 2 skill guys. Rotating if guys get tired, keeping fresh legs out there, that's key.
looks like now it will be Cade Farquhar coming in at the running back spot, or pardon me, at the quarterback spot. Jalen Smith is going to be the running back. So Union's going to go tight ends and short slots. They're going to go 2 wide receivers, 1 to either side. Farquhar the quarterback, Smith the running back. First and 10 at their own 38. Handoff inside to Smith. He goes forward 45, 50. Can he break that one? Cannot break the final tackle. Oh, Smith exploded for 13. And if he'd gotten out of Cameron Collins' hands, he's going to be all the way in the end zone. Didn't quite. Got 13. It's a first down for the Redskins now at the 48-yard line of Southmoore.
Back to the zone blocking. Zone blocking with a backside crackback by that tight end. That's well executed.
And you know, when you talked earlier about patience for a running back in a zone blocking scheme, that's really important.
Very key, because sometimes things can get set up. It can take a little bit. My old O-line coach, Coach Johnson, would say got to wade through the muddy water just to get to that hole sometimes.
Farquhar hands off once again to Jalen Smith. He's going to push off the right side for about 4. Cody Klima brought him down right there at about the 45-yard line. Gain of 3. We'll call it 2nd and 7. 4:17 to go in the game. 48-0 Union. And I would swear that we called Cody Klima's name at another school last year. That sounds familiar to me, but players do move around a little bit. Ball right at the 45-yard line of Southmoore. Union's not in a hurry. 13 on the play clock, and they're not going to rush. They lead 48-0, and they have 2nd down and 7.
The situation, you don't even want to call the play until there's 10 seconds left.
Farquhar is lined up. Going to hand off once again inside. Jalen's going to push forward. Smith now all the way down to the 40-yard line. Boy, a nice block on the backside there. One of those tight ends just shoved one of the linebackers all the way back around the 13-yard line. They're going to give him the 39. So that's a gain of about 5, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1 now for Union.
That's what I like to see by O-linemen is pushing the pile. Whenever running back gets stood up, that's kind of something that you take pride in, is moving that guy on your own, and you and your other buddies are making sure he can get as many yards as possible.
The tight ends are going to switch sides now. One of those tight ends is Jonathan Edwards, the other Grant Heiser. Heiser will come to the near side. 1 receiver to the near side, 1 to the far. Arnett's that near side receiver. Smith in the shotgun. He's the running back. He's going to hand to Smith, and he makes 1 miss, jumps inside the 35. What a perfect run by Jalen Smith. Had dead to rights Jared Spradling, and he missed him. He gave him the little leg and put it away. He missed him, and he got forward for the first down.
I think there's a
but
flag.
There was a flag on the play. Boy, that's a wasted run because Jalen Smith just made a brilliant play.
Great job. That's tough whenever a linebacker comes through untouched. That's an athletic move for sure.
It was. Jalen is going to be a little disappointed he didn't get those 5. They're going to mark the ball back to the 44-yard line of Southmoore, and it'll now be 3rd down and 6.
Maybe we'll dial up one of those screens to him.
Union needs the 38-yard line for the first down. 3 minutes to play in the game. 48-0 Redskins lead. Farquhar is the quarterback. Once again, Jalen Smith is the running back.
Loading that box.
There are 9 players in the box. There's a receiver to either side that is matched up in a pretty much, not really a complete press coverage, but in man-to-man. Everybody else is in the box. Farquhar shifts Smith to the right side. Now he shifts him back to the left side. 4 on the play clock. Cade ready. There's the snap. Cade's going to run it to himself. Now he's going to run it to the right. He's going to get forward, go across the 35, across the 45, down to the 40. It looked like maybe Cade wanted to initially just follow his blockers to the left, and then he turned back.
I don't know what happened there, but miscommunication or something. Running back went one way, he went the other.
But it does get it down to around the 40-yard line, though, and that's going to bring up 4th down at about 2. But Union will go ahead and kick it away again. The guy who will come in and do that is Stephen Forbes. 2:16 to play and counting. 48-0 Union leads. Southmoore will send 1 guy back for Moore's punt. That's going to be Trevor Eilenberger again. 5'9", 137-pounder. We've called more 130-plus pounders in this game than ever before.
It's crazy. I've never seen that before.
There's the snap. Stephen has it. He's going to kick the thing away. That's a nice directional punt. He's going to hit it around the 10. It's going to be picked up by Eilenberger, and that was a mistake taken down at the 3.
Good coverage.
Oh, Eilenberger really, to grab the thing so it doesn't roll further, maybe, but just down yourself. Jaquan Sanders is the guy that wrapped him up from the back. That was dangerous. He could have dropped that punt. Could have easily added some for the Redskins.
Could have been even worse for him.
We need a player of the game.
So we're going to go down. We're going to call this. I think they're going to mark it at the. Are they going to mark it at the 5 or the 4? They still haven't marked the football. They're still kind of messing around with it. Looks like maybe the 5 is where they're going to go. And so with 1:47 to go in this contest, trailing 48-0. One more shot for Southmoore. And fellas, we need to pick a player of the game here tonight. And Doc Levin's suggestion was AK because he had a couple of touchdowns, and I'm all right with that. So we'll make AK Wilson our touchdown, our player of the game.
Will do.
They're going to hand off to the right side. Once again, back in there is Trey Knowles, and Knowles is going to scoot around the right side around the 15-yard line. You may mark him just a little bit short, more around the 12. That's a good first down gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Got outside that edge on that one, trying to make a play. Southmoore still trying.
Still fighting.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of different guys in there for Union right now. We tried to get all those names in there, and I think we've done a pretty good job of getting most of them out there. Not much time left. A couple of different guys now. We'll get their names in just a second on this 2nd down and 2 for Southmoore at their own 13-yard line, trailing 48-0. There's the handoff once again. They're going to come back to the right side, and then, he's going to lose yardage there. Taken down in the backfield is Trey Knowles. On that tackle right there was Tyler Carriger.
Nice little suplex action.
Yeah,
I like it.
Ryan Harris out there at the linebacker spot. Xavier Horace out there at the linebacker spot as well. Also see Alex Drain playing some linebacker. Now I think Southmore's pretty much ready to put the towel in there. 20 on the play clock, 56 on the game clock. So they probably won't snap it much before that, and that may potentially be the last play of this game. 48-0 Union. They'll send one receiver here to the near side, one to the far side. Quarterback Gilbert will bring him up one more time. His running back is Trey Knowles. Gilbert's going to turn, hand to Knowles on the right side, and he'll push forward across the 8 to about the 9-yard line. And they're going to probably have to go ahead and set the play clock, and they do at 25. So there'll be one more stab. Adam Vermillion made the tackle, and now it's 4th down. And really, what Southmoore can do is just kneel.
Yeah.
Union's not going to do anything once that happens. So if they want to do that, they can.
Yeah.
And they have now actually matched. They had now actually moved the play clock inside the game's clock, inside the play clock. So that's going to do it.
That'll be it.
Now they marked the play clock, and the game clock was about 10 seconds behind it. And then they jumped the play clock.
Said, hey, let's just finish this one up.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. So that's going to zeros on the scoreboard. 48-0 Union over Southmoore. We'll come back with postgame in a minute. This is Redskins football on KRMG.
Next week, as they travel to Oklahoma City next Friday to take on the Putnam City North Panthers. Join us again at Union Tuttle Stadium on Friday, November 3rd, as we host the Mustang Broncos on senior night.
And they say, yeah.